100% on the match. Are there any changes in your side for
No,
today?
same team. I'm going with the same team.
Have a good one, Sompal.
Cheers. Thank you.
Karan, they're batting. You guys fielding. You okay with that?
Yeah, I think we are very much confused to what to do in the bat first or ball first because it's uh, every game different games like some games were chase, some games where doesn't chase. But I think it's we wanna ball first and we get it.
So you need a little consistency going into the business end of the tournament. How have you kept your group together?
I think it's all about doing the basic thing right, and I think it's all about the mistakes. Who did more mistakes that lose the game, but our last few games we are right on the track, and we wanna keep the momentum going on.
Can we see you batting a little higher in the batting order?
Maybe, but let's see what court decide. I think right now I think we are going on the right track.
Well, are there any changes in your side?
There's a one change, Bhimi instead of Dipesh Kandil.
Well, have a good game, Karan. Well, the news
Thank you.
from the center is that the Yaks have won the toss and they'll be batting first on this pitch, which I do have with me. HD Ackerman, who'll give us a download on how this trip would play this evening.
Well, to be honest, we're all a little bit confused here as Sampal Kami runs through. We're a little bit confused. We've been looking for some patterns on how this surface is actually playing and whether it's right to bat first or to bowl first. And to be brutally honest, it doesn't really matter at the moment. Teams batting first are winning, teams batting second are winning. But we did a deep dive. We did a deep dive, and what we found out here is that particularly in these night games, you post a score of 150, 160, it's very, very challenging. But it can be chased down only if you have wickets in hand, because the dew comes later on in the match, not inside the first 10 overs. So if you lose too many wickets, you can't capitalize on that dew that falls later on in the evening. If you don't lose too many wickets, you can capitalize and you can chase anything. Still dry at the ends, so there's still going to be some turn. It is a used pitch. Still the best scoring area is straight down the ground rather than square of the wicket. Bowlers in the back end, the Yaks made a mistake last time. You need to take pace off the ball in the last few overs. You can't be bowling pace on. Do I think it matters whether you bat or bowl? As I said earlier, doesn't really have an effect.
Now, to my right, I'm joined by Andrew Leonard. Andrew, let's start with the Yaks. They've won 1 from 4. Individual players have come to the party each match. We've seen some huge scoring and some incredible wicket taking as well. But have they come together collaboratively, do you think? Will we see that today?
Well, good afternoon, Jess, and good afternoon, everyone. Great to be with you. It's another day here at the Nepal Premier League, just the one game today, the single header. Yeah, look, the Yaks, it's kind of all on the line today for them, isn't it? They've played 4, they've won 1, they've lost 3, and they have had some good moments, but I don't think they've really come together as a team. And I think it's always tricky for someone like Sampal Kami. You know, he's opening the bowling, he's a great fielder, he's batting as well, trying to pull everything together and get the best from his side. Not easy, but they've plenty of good individual stars. Maybe they can bounce back today.
Hopefully so. And then the Gorkas, then, their bowling last match was outstanding. They bowled out the Rhinos for just 89 runs. Are they looking a strong contender for today's match?
Well, they've turned it around, haven't they? And this is what Monty Desai does. He is an incredible head coach. I felt as though the Gorkas, maybe of all of the 8 teams alongside the Lions, they may well have recruited the best. Also, the Kings have recruited really well too. Talks of Faf du Plessis arriving into Kathmandu today or tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing him. But look, the way in which Monty Desai coaches, he's a leader of men. I was talking to one of their players last night, and they said they've never worked with a better man manager. So they have won the opening match, lost 2 on the bounce, and then turned it around. And there's a little clip on social media. I'm not sure if you saw it, but they'd lost their second game in a row. Monty Desai was dancing with his team at the team hotel. That's the kind of guy he is. He doesn't let wins or losses affect his mood. He's a great human, and they've got a really good chance today. If they win, they're almost into the playoffs.
And let's deeper dive into those players then and take a closer look at the playing 11s for both teams.
Yeah, if you have a look at the Yak side, obviously Sampal Kami said there he's going to stick with the same team. I do think certainly that they've got plenty of good individual players. I really like the way in which Bipin Sharma and Yuvraj Khatri, the 2 teenage spinners, have performed throughout the season. But I do question a little bit as to how Sampal Kami is rotating those bowlers. He's maybe got a few too many options because Pawan Saraf and Will Basisto are offering that right arm off spin too. And remember that Mark Watt over was very costly. I'm not sure he got his tactics right at that point. For the Gorkas, Ben Charlesworth Well, he owes his team some runs. Milan Kumar has been one of the stars of the season. We love John Simpson, what he's brought to the league, and Gerard Erasmus, and what I believe might be his last MPL appearance this season. He'll want to have another impact for the Gorkas too, with bat, ball and in the field.
And taking a closer look at some of those individual standout players then, to start with, we've got Priyank Pranchal from the Yaks in match 16 versus the Kings. It was a very, very strong opener, 63 of 47. Does he have the potential to hold the batting order together?
And remember, this innings is to go alongside the 90 that he made earlier in the season. So look, he's a very talented cricketer. He's played a huge amount of first-class cricket in India. He likes to score all around the ground, and I think we've had to see the openers be a little resilient. They've had to kind of probably adapt and change their games. I thought Adam Rossington's knock yesterday was a great barometer of that. What were they, 38 for 4 or something like that, and in real trouble, the Avengers. It was actually the slowest 50 in Nepal Premier League history, but he went on to make 81, and without that innings, they would have had no chance in the game. They're probably a bit unlucky to lose the match in the end. So the openers, they have to adjust to the conditions, and as H.D. Ackerman said at the pitch report, he doesn't really know what the pitch is going to do.
Of course, now let's take a look at the bowling side of things then. Same match, Sompal Kami, 2 for 33. How do you think he's managing opening the bowling alongside captaining his team?
We've seen a bit of a move in recent times, haven't we? Pat Cummins probably to the foremost in terms of opening bowlers or quality fast bowlers captaining their sides. But it is a difficult thing to do because naturally bowling your 24 balls or 60 deliveries in an ODI, you do get pretty tired. And I'm not sure whether or not he got his bowling choices right, particularly in the final 5 overs. 69 they conceded in that final 5 as the Kings somehow turned it all around and pulled off a heroic comeback. I think they could have closed the game out better. I think they're underusing their 2 teenage spinners. And with so many bowling options, it is difficult, but definitely the pressure of captaincy, not easy to balance alongside batting and bowling like Sompal Kami does.
And now looking at the Gorkas then, John Simpson, match 15 versus the Rhinos, a huge 60 off 29. Now he's had an excellent red ball season, which we did speak about. He surpassed 1,000 runs. We also talked about the changing preparation between the white and red ball format. How well has he made that shift?
It's remarkable to think he's 37 years of age because he doesn't look it. He's incredibly fit. He's kept outstandingly well. I know this package is his batting, and for me, alongside Mark Watt's century, these have been the 2 innings of the tournament that we've seen so far. The reason why he struck it over 200 when not a single one of his teammates struck at a run a ball or more. He's got all that experience. I think the move from Middlesex down to Sussex has been very good for him. He's been completely reinvigorated. The other critical thing, he was here in Nepal in 2018, so he has that experience of these conditions. I'd expect another big performance from him up the order today. Keep him up there.
And now with the ball, we've seen Karan Kasif, 2 for 23 last match. I mean, he's leading from the front as captain. Just how much of an asset has he been to the team?
Well, look, you cannot help but love the Valentine's Day boy. Firstly, I love the nickname. We do love a nickname here in Nepal. He's not just been in the wickets, but he's been in the runs as well. And look, I think he carries that load of captaincy maybe a tiny bit better than Sompal Kami does. I think Monty Desai will obviously have him prepared very nicely too. And the battle today is between 2 of the best friends in that Nepal national side. I just wonder, will Casey maybe have the edge?
Well, there we go. Both teams are 2 very strong contenders. Andrew, my favourite part of the pre-show. Who are you backing today?
Well, look, I think for the tournament, I would love to see Karnali win, because if Karnali did win, it would really blow the playoff picture wide open. And you know how much I love drama, Jess. So even though I think the Kathmandu Gorkas are the favourites, I'm going to go with the Karnali X to get a critical victory today. They almost have to win to have a real chance at the top 4.
Well, there we go. You've heard it here from Andrew Leonard. The umpires are walking out onto the field as we speak. Ball 1 is on its way very soon. Grab a drink, grab a snack. Do not go anywhere. You don't want to miss this action.
Thank you very much, Jess and Andrew. Lovely evening here. Warm welcome and a very good evening to all of you who are tuning in from different parts of the globe for Season 2 of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League. Game Day 13, match number 19. The Yaks winning the toss and electing to bat first. And all eyes will be on the Yaks because they'll be hurting after that last game against the Biratnagar Kings. They've lost 2 matches on the bounce and they'll be up against the Gorkas, a very fine side. Once again, it's that tried and tested opening combination of Priyank Pranchal and Mark Watt who'll make their way to the middle. Both have been amongst runs. That's been the good sign here for the Yaks. Did see some other players as well come in, but perfect setting. We've seen a lot happen this week. Too many double headers. Gorkas really came back well with 2 back-to-back wins. And there's so much that's happening with teams. They need to win big and they need to really begin by first winning matches. Great settings. A very warm welcome to H.D. Ackerman as well.
Good evening, Mikel, and good evening to all our viewers. Yeah, I think the Yaks actually, I think they threw away the last game. I think they were in the pound seats to beat the Kings at 160 on the board, and it looked as though they were going to cruise to a victory, and they didn't. This guy's a very fine player, Priyank Panchal. That 90 was in the opening game for the Yaks, and he's always threatened, but we look forward to seeing if he can compile another innings of substance, because he's very, very nice to watch. On the other side, the Scotsman Mark Watt, who is responsible for the 100 that has been scored in this edition of the NPL, and what a 100 it was. Not out against the Lions. Hasn't done anything since, but he is sent to the top of the order to hit boundaries. So it's a high-risk game, it's a high-energy game, but there can be tremendous reward if he comes off.
Yeah, and that's the good sign for the Yaks here, because you have two batters who struck 50s and centuries, but they're up against a bowler who's made this competition his own, almost had a 5 for Karan Casey. He's been in the thick of things with the ball, and that's a great sign. Got 4 for 30 against the Sudur Paschim Royals. He's been amongst wickets in the leaderboard as well, alongside Sandeep Lamichhane and Abhinash Bora. So he's done well, but this man's been so decisive with the shot selection and footwork. Priyank Panchal, all to play for. Not many matches left. We are in the back end of the season 2 of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League, and you can sense the importance of these games as well for each team, particularly the Yaks, who've lost 2 on the bounce. They really had the last one in the bag. They had the Biratnagar King 60 for 5, and then the Bashir Ahmed special took it away from them. The countdown has begun. It's going to be Priyank Panchal facing up to Karan Casey. A slip in place. 4 on the off inside the circle, saving 1, 2 on the onside. Here we go. What a catch, what a take, what a start for the Gorkhas. Panchal goes for a golden duck. A first ball duck for him. And the Gorkhas right on top in this game as well. The captain takes a very fine grab of his own bowling.
What a season Karan Casey's having. This is some snare. Any caught and bowl's a difficult one. This is hit back pretty firmly. Lovely catch, just a little stretch to the left, and he's got you. Massive wicket with the first delivery of the game. Panchal is a huge threat to the Gorkhas, but it's instead the Yaks who've lost their first. Panchal goes without scoring, it's not for 1.
Well, he's certainly been Kami won the toss, decided to bat first, and they're on the back foot right away. First runs here for Basisto and the Yaks. But Priyank Panchal back in the dugout. It's a bit of a concern here for the batting side.
You know, we said the surface is a little bit on the slow side. It has been now for over a week. And not quite a half volley, but you know the players are always going to push at the ball early on, and that just stops ever so slightly, and that's the reason why it ends up in the hands of Karan Casey.
Yeah, you talk about having those sighters early on, playing yourselves in, but as a batter sometimes in this format, are you tempted to just go after the ball if it's somewhere in your range, HT, or just maybe take your time and go the conventional way?
I'm pretty sure that's the way they think, you know, that they want to try and hit every ball that they see. They want to hit it for 4. bearing in mind when I first played T20 cricket, it was the start of the T20 era, back in 2007, 2008. And you used to have a look for the first 2 or 3 overs. Then you took on the power play. Things are a little different now. Now you send in players to take it on from the word go. But I still believe that when you get onto foreign pitches, when you away from your home conditions, you need to give yourself an opportunity, no matter how brief, just to see what it's going to play like. Now, I know they've played on these 3 surfaces, but they've changed daily because we've moved daily from one surface to the next.
And every surface has presented a new challenge as well to the batters. Correct me if I'm wrong, HD.
Yeah, they have. I mean, we know that the curator sprinkles water on at night, but overnight here in Nepal, it's cold. It's very, very cold. So the moisture, doesn't really go out the surface, and they try and hold it in, but they can't put a lot of moisture, enough moisture into the square to be able to try and quicken it up. And he doesn't have enough time between games because you can't cover pitches while other games are going on.
Quick single, direct throw, direct hit. And is Basisto struggling here? The Gorkhas are celebrating. Oh dear, he's walking back. Absolute catastrophe in the middle here for the Yaks. They have lost 2 in the first, and Basisto walks back for 1.
Worst possible outcome, because Will Basisto is the glue that holds this batting order together. Needed a direct hit, got a direct hit. And the man who was unbeaten in the previous game goes for just a single. He's run out by Sharp. Yaks in early trouble, 1 for 2.
You win the toss, you bat first, and 2 of your top batters, informed batters, are back in the dugout in the very first over. This is not what the Yaks wanted very early in their innings, especially when they're looking to come back into the scheme of things. Remember, they lost their last 2 matches. They lost a very close game against the Biratnagar Kings. And the only way they can come back into this contest and campaign is to win, and win big. And at the moment, all of that has been stalled because they've lost 2 big wickets in Priyank Panchal and Will Basisto. Pawan Saraf comes out to bat for the Yaks. Started off well, hit an unbeaten 27, and that came against the Chitwan Rhinos. And after that, not had much of a hit. What a start here if you're the Kathmandu Gorkhas. Well, that's in the gap, nicely timed. Work to do for the fielder at long off. We'll have to take a look at that run out once again, HD, just to see what really happened.
Well, normally when the ball strikes a batter, strikes the striker, I should say, it's the non-striker's call because you're unsighted, you're not sure where the ball is.
A good plan here to open with pace and spin. Milind Kumar, well, he's certainly been one of those match winners for the Gorkhas. Wickets, runs, everything going his way. They have a very good bowling unit, the Gorkhas. We've seen it time and again. Milind Kumar there for you. 9 wickets for him in his NPL career. He's done all of it this season. Great man to have in the side. Bat, ball in the field. Yeah, he'll just mix it up. That one with the arm came in quickly. Yeah, we'll talk about that run out, HD. I'd like to bring your attention here.
Well, there's a hesitation. it's the hesitation, but that's normally the non-striker's call. And so while Basisto has walked off angry, he still has the ability to say no. Brilliant bit of fielding.
Two things here, HD. One is, we'll talk about it on the other side of this over. Another quite tight over here by the Gorkhas. They have started really well. Only 4 coming off it. It's 5 for 2 after over number 2. Fantastic start here for the Kathmandu Gorkhas. Karun Casey has eked out a wicket in the very first ball of this match, sending Priyank Panchal back to the dugout, and then an inspired piece of brilliance here by Shab Alam. And short cover resulted in Basisto's run out. So they're on top of their game at the moment, coming off 2 wins on the bounce. Yeah, he's bowling in the channels and in the width of the stumps. He's had a good tournament so far, Karun Casey. Not just with the ball, he got those 31 runs in 1 over with the bat as well, HD.
Yeah, he's led from the front. I mean, the expectation is that he does it with the ball, and he adds a little bit of value sort of at the back end of an innings. I know he was asked at the toss if he'd go further up the order. I can't see that happening. He's dangerous where he comes in, but it's with the ball where he's been magnificent.
Yeah, you want to believe the NPL is that springboard and platform for cricketers to just send a message to the selectors as well. We are in form, we are in good nick. Serves as a perfect springboard as well to your aspirations. If you're a youngster, also a player in the mix. Like Bashir Ahmed certainly now believes that there is hope for him to be considered going forward. Just the perfect tournament for youngsters and players to just keep themselves in the hunt for the bigger selections, HD.
Particularly with the standard. You know, the standard's probably that little bit higher than maybe the domestic cricket. Protection out there. So if you perform in this tournament, I'm pretty sure that the selectors and the head coach will look at this and say, okay, he's performing under pressure. He's performing against some world-class bowlers or some world-class batters, because we do have some here. I mean, Mark Watt is a wonderful left-arm spinner from Scotland, got an exceptional record, and we've seen how some of the local players have dealt with him. So without a doubt, a magnificent platform, brilliant platform for the young players, even for the seasoned internationals, to prepare them for the up-and-coming World Cup.
That's a brilliant hit. Magnificent shot. He holds the pose as well, does Mark Watt, and just shows his class in the middle. What a way to put the pressure back on the fielding side. Yeah, backed himself, used his feet, no half measures, went through with that hit, presented the full face of the bat. Probably one of the best shots we've seen in NPL Season 2, and once again that almost landed near the commentary box. We saw one the other night when Kushal Bortel launched a Bortel missile that came into the com box area. Straight to the fielder. Ishan Pandey yesterday, a youngster. Before that, Bashir Ahmed. So 2 youngsters coming good in chases and showing that they are future as well.
It sounds like you're trying to drop the current crop by picking all these young guys.
I'm just happy about the good mix and the competition.
Absolutely.
All about that, HD.
Pandey played beautifully as well, didn't he? He really did. It just adds to the depth, and that's what you want. A good cricketing nation, good sporting nations have depth.
Just the talent pool, the bench strength, the options. All of this augurs well for Nepal cricket. Flicked away in the air, in the gap. Well, they're pushing for the second. Rashid Khan will come around and keep it to 2. It's been a good over. 9 coming off it, 14 for 2. Great scenes here. Well, this is how it's panned out so far for the Karnali Axe. Panchal out first ball, Basister out. Courtesy a brilliant piece of fielding by Shah Alam. So 2 top batters back in the dugout. Mark Watt has played one of the most elegant sixes we've seen in the tournament so far. And Pawan Saraf will have to just join him and begin the repair work. There's still some batting left for the Axe, but they need a partnership up front over here. It's a very hard and a wily customer to negate Milind Kumar. Just look at the Gorkhas' bowling depth, and they certainly have quite a lot of muscle in it. All right then, I believe Ben Charlesworth has been mic'd up. We'll get connected with him after this ball.
Hi guys.
Yeah, Ben, hi, good evening. It's Mikhail here. I have HD alongside me in the comm box. Couldn't have asked for a great start to a Sunday evening. Yeah, Ben, is my audio reaching you? We'll just check once again if Ben Charlesworth is able to hear us. Ben, good evening.
Good evening. How's it going?
Wonderful. I just mentioned some time back, I don't know if the audio reached you, but I believe you couldn't have asked for a greater start to a Sunday evening.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, great start for us. We've actually managed to get power play wickets pretty much every game we've played in this comp so far, so nothing changes here.
Picked up beautifully with the reverse. 1 bounce, and that'll go for a 4. We'll come back to you, Ben, but I'm sure you'll be admiring the hit from Mark Watt as well. That
Beautiful
was good looking.
Yeah.
Played this well for a big man. He gets down nice and low. Neatly done. This shouldn't go to the boundary. The captain will do the fielding. Ben, HD Ackerman here. Obviously, we might have a few issues with the audio. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I just want to ask you about Mark Watt and the plans against him. Obviously, he would have been a talking point in your discussions as a team. What are the sort of plans that you want to have against him?
Yeah, great question. He's obviously used his feet really well throughout the comp, so he's been coming down to our bowlers. So actually just trying to drag our length back a fraction with the seam, and then when the spin's bowling, just making sure we've got our square fielders in the right place. So hopefully his boundary option just goes for 1.
And what about yourself? Started the tournament well, played beautifully for that 40, and then it's been a bit tough. The conditions gradually getting more foreign to what you used to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a learning curve for all the guys that come over. I think. I actually had a great chat with Dawud Malan the other night. Got some tips from him about playing over this side of the world. So yeah, just all learning for me, and I'm absolutely loving it so far, to be honest.
Maybe David he'll ask for some tips from you. No, I'm only playing.
I didn't want to say it, yeah.
I'm only playing. He's a wonderful player, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a beauty.
Yeah, Ben, you've come back well as a team in the competition. You did lose 2 in the bounce, 2 wins in the bounce. What's it like when you continue to keep winning? What's the real discussion that you have in the dugout? I'm sure you'll not want to share more, but what's the general talk like?
You know what, it's funny you say that, because actually the more you win, the less you talk. So it's kind of been like that the last week or so, which has been nice.
Inside edge. It's going to be Ben over there will try to just cut it away, but good fielding in the deep.
That's an interesting bit of insight, that the more you win, the less you talk. What about you as a player? If you're playing well, do you like to hit more balls, or less balls? And on the flip side, if you're playing badly, is it more balls or less balls?
That is a great question. I think that's something that evolves throughout your career. I actually came over here pretty fresh. My first couple of games I was just playing purely on instinct, so for me it's probably just trying to take a bit of learning from that, try and play your natural game, play on instinct, and that's normally the best way to go about it.
Yeah, Ben, you do bowl some medium pace as well, I believe, so fancied your chances with the arm as well?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping I'll make a late sort of addition to the team if we can get out to qualifiers. I just picked up a little niggle before tournament, so it's the only reason I don't have the ball in hand at the moment.
All right, we're waiting for you as well to just hurl a couple of deliveries and add to the wickets tally in your T20 career, Ben. Yeah,
absolutely. I think, you know, the more you can add to the team with multiple dimensions to the game, the better, right? Nice, Rashi.
Good hand. Just one final question before we let you go, Ben. Where to from this tournament for you? There, I mean, I know there's, you know, it's not quite the English season. It's what do you call it? The winter break over in the UK. What are you up to once you leave here?
Yeah, it's all. So my partner's from Australia, so I normally spend my winters over on that side of the world. So I came from Sydney, just a lot of training, bit of grade cricket. Always hanging out for an extra gig if I can get one, you know, anywhere in the world. I was in Dubai last year, which was an amazing experience. So, yeah, they often come at the last minute, these tournaments. So just trying to stay ready, stay fit, etc.
Well, someone is always watching. So you one big score away from another league, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's always the plan. I mean, it comes back down to the instinct stuff, really. Try not to put too much thought into it. Just trust yourself, trust the game, and see where the world can take you, right?
Great, Ben. Lovely chatting with you. We hope you get more runs today in this chase as well for the Gorkhas and just add to the runs tally as well. Wonderful talking to you. Thanks for your time and have a good game.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Ben Charlesworth had a good outing of 46 in 23 in the very first game against the Janakpur Bulls. Yeah, he's looking good here, Mark Watt. He's running well. This could be close or directed and he would be gone. I wonder what's with the running today, yeah? Calling needs to be more clear and decisive. You don't want another run out within the first 5, HT.
That's his call. That's his call. Hit it to mid-off, straight to Milind Kumar. Still unsure around the Basisto run out what happened there. This is clearly Mark Watt's call. He calls the non-striker, Pawan. They're gone for all money. But with the Basisto one, it looked as though there was just a breakdown in communication between the two because they both hesitate. And inevitably, it's a hesitation that leads to a run out.
In the air, up and over, long levers of Pawan Saraf. A 4 to end over number 5. 9 runs coming off this over. And it's been a sedate start here for the Axe. They'll lead the partnership 29 for 2.
Welcome back. It's match number 19 in the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League Season 2. Not off to the best start. Priyank Panchal gone for a golden duck. The very first ball off the game. Caught by Karan Casey, and then a really good run out by Shahab to get rid of the other danger man, Will Basisto. Played so well the other evening. But they still have Mark Watt there and a lot of hope in Pawan Saraf. I'm Fazal Khalil. Very good afternoon. Andrew Lenny.
Good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to have you with us. Well, it was as bad a start as you could have, really. 2 wickets with just 1 run on the board. And one of them a run out that just felt unnecessary, didn't it? And Mark Watts nearly run himself out again there. But I still think get a score on the board. Got a good bowling attack. If Sampal Kami can rotate those bowlers a little bit better, and they could get themselves into the game. I think they have to win today. I think if they don't, I just wonder, our top 4 hopes going to be extinguished for the Yaks, because that would be Well, played 5-1-1. They have to win today on Sunday. They got to get it done.
Well, I think that holds good for both the sides, but I like the way the Kathmandu Gorkhas have been playing in their last couple of games. And that's what you need at this stage of the tournament, Andrew. You need to peak at the right time in a T20 tournament.
A lot of that's been down to this man here with the ball in his hand. He's been very economical, quite penetrative too. He keeps bowling the hard overs. He's bowling 3 on the bounce here in the power play. And just with that little carom ball that he has, a bit of mystery, opposition sides haven't been able to get after him. Credit to Mark Watt, he has got to 20. The Yaks are going to need this partnership of 31 to turn into a big one. Well, that's more like it. Pawan Saraf, long levers, tall young man, and oh, nearly an acrobatic take in the crowd. That would have been some catch up there. It's 25-30 rows back. What a hit.
Well, it is the shorter part of the ground. There it is, the Siddhartha Bank. Maximum of the match. It's gone a long way. It would have cleared a full-sized ground here. Really picked it up well and hit it exactly where he should. Didn't try and drag it to a square, to mid-wicket. Played it nicely where cow corner is. Very good batting by Pawan Saraf. 6 done, 38 for 2.
That's exactly what I was talking about. The fact that if the Yaks do lose today, well, they'd be 1 from 5. Now, there is a way in with 6 points and a good net run rate. But I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be possible. Could argue that the Avengers and Bolts and the Bolts have had poor seasons. Maybe they will pick up 2 more wins after this. But to keep their fate in their own hands, they need to win today. It will also make the points table a fascinating look as we head into the rest day tomorrow.
Well, Andrew, just take a look at their campaign so far. And just do it after this delivery. Oh, jeez. He wasn't ready and he delivered that from about 30 yards away.
Yeah, and just the irony of this is absolutely hilarious because Mark Watt was the man who innovated and really pioneered this delivery in the modern game. And there was a fascinating moment last year. Scotland hosted Australia for a 3-match T20 series. He delivered one from here, and the batter pulled out, and it went straight into middle stump. Josh Inglis it was. But he actually looked at the ball before he pulled out. Now, the MCC issued a clarification in the laws, which was that, in essence, as long as the batter doesn't attempt to make a play on the ball, he can actually pull out at any point. So the power is in many ways in the batter's hands. Mark Watt has been campaigning for a change to that laws, but the MCC were very strong. They came out with an immediate clarification. There was a clip that obviously went viral because for anyone who watched it, it looked as though it was clean bowled. And he didn't really pull out. He pulled out after the ball had been delivered. He pulled out very, very late, having had a look at it. But that is the way the law is written. And the irony, of course, now is that it's Mark Watt pulling out on Gerard Erasmus, who's copying Watt's 25-26 yard delivery.
Well, he has this habit of bowling from about 27-28 yards. Gerard Erasmus did it again. Well, if you just take a look at their campaign so far, the Yaks, they have, after this game, the Poker Avengers, beautiful. Struck well, but on the bounce to long off. They have the Poker Avengers and the Janakpur Bolts. So if ever you wanted 2 teams to play against, those are the 2 teams. And if they win today, they'll be looking good for the playoffs.
Yeah, look, I think that's a good point. But I'm going to stick with my prediction. They have to win today. Like, win the last 2, get to 6 points. If they lose today, they could get in, but they just haven't shown enough consistency for me to believe that's going to happen. All on the line here on a Sunday early evening in Kathmandu. 7 bowled, 41 for 2. There's also one final point. Their last game is match 28, which is the 28th and final game of the group stages. So they will at least know the exact permutations if it's a case of getting to equal someone on, let's say, 6 points, which would be the most likely in, let's say, 4th spot. They'll know exactly what they need to do in that game. So that is a slight advantage too. On the other side of things, for Karen KC, if the Gorkas win, they're all but in the top 4, I reckon, today. Should be a couple. Do you like the way in which Mark Watt's adjusted here? He's clearly been sent up the order to have a pinch hit by his own admission. He usually bats at, 6, 7, 8, 9 for Scotland. But when the score is 1 for 2, you kind of have to readjust your sights.
Well, that's the other thing that I like about a professional like Mark Watt. He comes out there, all guns blazing, recognize that they've lost 2 wickets early. Well, I'm sure he's automatically switched back. And he's just rebuilding now, the Yaks. They'll need him in those last 5 overs for sure. So I think what he's doing is a really good ploy here.
Just did see Shahab Alam's numbers across the MPL. He's quietly having a very good time of things. As Watt tries to ruin that economy rate with an almighty blow. That one is a monster. It's a good matchup for the left-hander, and the 50 comes up in some style. He's loving every second here in Kathmandu as Scotland's Mark Watt.
Well, certainly is loving every second in Kathmandu, much like we are here in the commentary box. A no-look shot, really. Got it in the middle of the bat, and it pinged off nicely in my earpiece as well. 50 partnership, 50 coming up for the Karnali Yaks. So very imperative that Mark Watt stays till at least the 16th over.
Amazing when you think across the course of the season, Fazil, isn't it? That there hasn't been a single game that's just kind of gone the one direction the whole way through the game. Even the sides that have won comfortably have had poor phases.
Well, yes, I think that's a lot to do with the pitches. The way they've played on the first week, didn't play the second week that well. I think it'll be much the same in the third week. Need a lot of muscle in the third week, a lot of technique as well. 8 done, 53 for 2.
Gerard Erasmus is going to continue. Do you like the way Pawan Saraf is building his innings here too?
Well, certainly, because that's having an impact directly on the way Mark Watt is playing. The run rate there from 7 to 15, that's what you need. 8.4, the best in between these three teams. 8.1, the Royals, Kings 7.2. But yeah, it's really good when you see that they can score at 8.4 runs and over, especially in that 7 to 15. And if you can get 8.4 between 7 to 15 with wickets in hand, you can go for 11s. Oh, that's in the air. That is gone all the way on the side screen. A really good piece of timing. They say a straight six is hit off a good ball.
Just saw a lovely moment, didn't we, Fazil, in between the overs there. Pawan Saraf almost recollect himself. It's that 25-yarder again. The reason Erasmus bowls this is he struggles to bowl it slower from the normal length. Back live now. This has helped into the leg side. But I just love the way it was almost like Saraf recollected himself. He said, okay, I've done the hard work. I got to 22 of 21, got through some very difficult stuff. I'm in now, time to reset and re-go. He's had a torrid time with injuries. Remember, he didn't play at all in the first season of the Nepal Premier League, Saraf. I'm really happy to see him fully fit. And he's a proper all-rounder, good off-spinner too.
Well, if you see the pattern for the other teams and the Yaks as well, they've lost wickets at this juncture. If they can hold on to their wits till the 15th over, he's missed out there for sure. They'll take the single. But this, oh geez, that looks close. That looks really, really close. The Mark Watt has turned around and given the his partner a look, but how close is that, Andrew?
It's not close, it's out. I'll stake my reputation on it. I promise you, Mark Watts. Oh, it's such a tardy piece of running. Look, the bat's in the air. Oh, one frame back is going to show the bad news. He just looked to be struggling with his running throughout the innings. There was a run out of Will Basisto. He nearly ran himself out, taking one on to mid-off. And he can't believe what he's just done, because he did play nicely to get to 30, but he'll get no more. Run out by Bim Sharkey. It's 60 for 3. Well, Erasmus, another one fresh from a trip to the barber shop, no doubt about that. I'll fill you in later, Faz. We were trending online our critique of some haircuts yesterday. Najib Ul Zadran to the crease with a nice regulation cut. In he comes, the left-hander. Now, I've seen some calamitous run-outs in my time, but this one, it's a giveaway, isn't it? John Simpson didn't know where the ball had gone, and neither did Mark Watt. He was called through by Pawan Saraf. If he sprinted through, dived in, he would have got home, but he didn't.
Well, he really didn't need to dive. There it is. Both batsman and wicketkeeper don't know where the ball is, but really good fielding, but very ordinary running. Very lethargic, very ordinary, lackadaisical. That's the word that I was looking for. He just needed to stretch a little. There it is once again. What's happening with the Karnali Yaks? Into the over. Very eventful one. 8 runs and the wicket. 9 done, 61 for 3.
So 5 bowlers used thus far. They've been very consistent with their bowling options. Milan Kumar, first time he's been a little expensive actually. And Erasmus, whose all-round skills continue to grow. will now bowl in tandem with Shahab Alam, who will be brought in for his second to get us to the halfway stage. Interesting bit of signalling there from John Simpson prior to the delivery. I think he was trying to get the deep cover fielder Mohammad Adil Alam a bit more to his right. Bim Sharkey, his nickname here in Nepal is Jonty, after the great Jonty Rhodes, and you can see why. This was a stunning piece of fielding.
Well, as stunning as the fielding was, it was a very ordinary effort that by Mark Watt. Now, all he needed to do is just stretch. The basics were wrong. Very schoolboyish kind of error there.
Yeah, it's going to be so frustrating, isn't it, for the Yaks, because Watt's had a huge impact on this season. But I do think he's let himself down there. If he responded to the call any quicker, he'd have got home comfortably. If he actually sprinted through the run, he would have got home nice and easily. And then if he got the dive out, he definitely would have got home. But huge credit to Bim Sharkey for the awareness. And I think Mark Watts had to go over to Will Basisto and say sorry for running you two out as well. Two of the overseas stars, both out, run out. What are the Yaks looking for? 140 would they be happy with? Big last 10 after this?
Well, I don't think 140 or 145 will be enough. I think they need more than 155, closer to 160, because as the evening sets in, and with a little bit of dew, probably the ball will come nicely onto the bat and be very difficult to grip the ball as well. It becomes like a bar of soap, very soapy, and I will, well, just approaching the halfway stage.
Dragged down, helped away, and misfielded. Pretty poor effort out there. We've seen some indifferent fielding. That was Akash Tripathi who should have cut that off, no doubt, but we'll get to the halfway stage with a bouncer off boundary. And he'll hold the key in the second half. Time now also for the expert strategic timeout with the score at 67 for 3. Great moves up in the crowd. And remember, every day here at the Nepal Premier League, someone's going to win the Maidea coolest fan of the day. Oh, that girl there, she wants it. She's got the freebie handout. If she wins it, it'll be a free air conditioning unit heading their way. Nice activation, that one. I think those ACs, they do hot and cold, and at this time of year it's needed for hot and cold too. Great crowd rolling in for a late Sunday afternoon, early Sunday evening. Particularly over the far side, really filling up. Okay, Jess Crow is down pitch side. Jess, who have you got with you?
I'm joined here by Suraj Singh Thakori, the CEO of the Kathmandu Gorkhas. An excellent start for the Gorkhas tonight. How are you finding it here this evening?
Couldn't ask for more, actually. 2 wickets down. First ball, first current ball. The skipper coming into action, leading from the front. What better ways? Nothing else.
Couldn't ask for more.
Exactly.
And now, as CEO of the Gorkhas, how have you adopted that role, and what does that look like for you?
This time around, if you look at last year, we had a different color jersey. The logo was completely different. So this time around, when I was given the job to make sure that everything goes well for this season thus far, finger crossed, I've tried my level best. But then, after all, it's all about team effort. It's not about single individual. So my first approach was to change the logo, to have more connection with the Kathmandu city. So we've given this few lines that has been well accepted by the audience. It's 3 cities, 1 team, 1 dream, 1 soul. So that unity thing coming into action is playing pretty well.
And we've seen how much the NPL means to the Nepalese cricket fans, but how incredible has the response been so far?
It's been amazing. Look at, I think you talk about NPL minus Nepal, there are a lot of things that makes us very sad. But when it comes to Nepal, along with NPL, it makes us, look at that. I mean, you see it all.
And let's touch on the team then. The NPL as a whole in general has been excellent for the young players developing, sort of catapulting them onto that big stage. How nice has it been? Oh, not a wicket this time. I've not called it again.
Not a nice moment for me.
But how nice has it been to sort of see the young players sort of developing and being exposed to this huge stage?
Yeah, I've been professionally, personally been associated with this ground for almost more than 2 decades. As a player, then as a broadcaster, now as a CEO of a team, I see a lot of emerging players coming into action, playing around, sharing the same dressing room with the seniors, getting those exposure, talking to them on a personal level, getting in touch more often, traveling with them. I think it's not only about inside the field, but what matters is when it comes to having the next level of players for new generation, I think it has to be off the field. And NPL has definitely played a very crucial role in getting these 2 generations coming together. Like I mentioned, share the same dressing room, same food, same table, get that exposure experience together, and matters a lot. And ultimately what you see is on the pitch.
Of course, excellent. Well, thank you very much and best of luck to the Gorkhas.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
I hope you're enjoying Nepal, Jess.
Loving it so far, loving it.
Just to let you know that Nepal loves you. Right,
Thank
cheers.
you very much.
Cheers.
Let's head
Cheers.
back to comms.
Well, he's always been a charmer, hasn't he? Suraj Singh Thakori, a very well-known face around Kathmandu and around Nepal. Television host, music director, video director. There's a film that's coming up, and working now with the Kathmandu Gorkhas as their CEO. That was a lovely interview. End of the 11th. It's 77 for 3. Well, great crowd coming into this redeveloped TU International Cricket Ground. Just the 1 game today, and we'll have a rest day tomorrow. I promise you, all the crew in particular, they need it. They've been working so hard through those double headers over the last few days. Here's a talented young cricketer, Santosh Yadav. Could be out playing for the Nepal under-19s, but one of the 6 of that side held back for their own personal development to get to experience the NPL. A good move that from the Cricket Association of Nepal. Oh, this looks close, really close and gone. He strikes first ball, darted in, and Saraf, who looked so good, is trapped LBW.
He gets back so early, almost before the ball's out the bowler's hand. Oh, That's clattering into leg stump. Just goes on with the arm. It's funny, we've seen some balls that have spun over the course of the tournament, but most of the dismissals come from the one that's gone straight on. Sarif goes for a well-played 35. It's 77 for 4.
Sampal Kami to the crease. The captain up the order. Promotes himself to number 6. It's because Santosh Yadav has struck immediately. So rather than going with Gulshan Jha and having the two left-handers work together, I think they probably would have had both of them padded up.
Yes, Santosh, yes, boy. Come on. Let it run out there. Let it run out this end.
Nicely driven. He's got a good technique, Sampal Kami. Do you back that call to hold Gulshan Jha back, HD?
That's an interesting question. Sometimes these power hitters just don't like to walk to the wicket with so many balls left. They like to walk into the round about 15. I was saying a little bit earlier, Faz asked at the toss to Karen KC, would you like to go further up the order? And I think he prefers to walk in at the back end, swing. You know, you get out, but hit a couple out the ground and it's an effective innings.
I'll tell you why I would have been tempted to go with Jha, because there's only 2 overs of off spin left. Now, obviously, they would have turned to that immediately, to Milind Kumar and then to Gerard Erasmus. But there's plenty of overs left of Shahab Alam, of Santosh Yadav, who's only bowling his first. And I think that might have been an opportunity as we welcome you along here to the HP Lubricants commentary box. Great to have you with us. Oh, another slight mix-up. Direct hit is going to be interesting. I think we'll at least have a look. Has the dive got Zadran home? Karan KC says, please, can we go upstairs? Umpire's not sure whether it's a direct hit or not. KC is saying it is, and we will take a look.
I think they've had 3 throws at the stumps and they've hit all 3. 2 have led to a dismissal. Direct hit's always interesting, but Zadran gets the bat and he's fine. He's all right. Once it's grounded, it's all good.
There actually was one missed direct hit run out when Watt took a quick single to mid-on, where he would have been run out by 4 yards. Milind Kumar it was. So I don't know what is going on with the Karnali Yaks running, but there's definitely, particularly when Watt was at the crease, there was a little bit of a case of a tortoise and a hare situation, because Basisto is rapid between the wickets. Sampal Kami is now, he's in, Pound Saraf is too. Zadran no slouch, but it's no good for anyone if one batter's very swift between the wickets and the other one isn't. Nicely bowled. Very clever young cricketer, this is Santosh Yadav. 80 for 4. Well, the game hangs in the balance. I think for me, I've said it multiple times down this stint, HD, the Yaks have to win. I know they can technically qualify losing today and winning the last two, but I just don't see it happening. I don't see them winning by margins strongly enough that even if they can get to a tie in fourth place to get that net run rate into the right perspective, it's a must-win.
And they've been their own worst enemies, because in the previous game against the Kings, I firmly believe they should have won that game. I think they had it. I mean, yes, it was a wonderful innings by Bashir Ahmed. I don't want to take it away from him, but there's no ways that they should have got in a position to lose that game.
Rashid Khan, I couldn't agree more with you. And again, neither of us, I think you and I are big fans of Bashir Ahmed, the grittiness, the background story, the humble nature of the young man, playing the greatest innings of his life. But there was some naivety, wasn't there? Real naivety from Sampal Kami in terms of his bowling decisions. He's got so many options, he just didn't get it right. Definitely the game of the tournament, though.
Yeah, what a lovely innings. I must disagree with you, Andrew. I think that his innings is second to Mark Watts, not Simpson. Which I think you mentioned at the pre-match, that John Simpson's. It was a great innings, but that for me was superb. The pressure.
Let's just say there was 3 great knocks this season. Mark Watt, John Simpson and Bashir Ahmed. Plenty others too, of course. Priyank Panchal's 90. I thought Rossington played incredibly well for his 81. I saw a stat just overnight. I talked about this in the pre-game show. I'd love your thoughts on this. It was the slowest MPL 50 in history. But it was probably one of the best innings we've seen, because the way he accelerated it, I think he took 53 balls to get to the landmark, really went through the gears to get to 81. And again, at the halfway stage, they will have felt as though they should have won.
Well, I thought it was very impressive, probably because of that, in that they were 4 down. So he had to play in a specific manner in order to get them back in the game. As soon as he found a willing ally in Jimmy Neesham, that's when he accelerated.
Got such a good technique. Sampal Kami plays that hook shot with real control. Here's the Omoda and Jaku. Now, 4 of you were in this today. I wasn't in the car today. I was on the back of a Bajaj Pulsar. We'll see one of those later. But the Omoda and Jaku, new Jaku J5, it's the real SUV.
And I'll tell you what, it's got some serious pace, because it had to be quick to get us here on time.
Traffic in the valley can be an issue. It absolutely can. It's such a funny place though, because at other times there's no traffic, but at certain hot spots it's packed to the rafters, much like the TU.
I just want to get back to your question before we went to the Jaku and Omoda, in that the thing about Rossington's innings is I almost wish that more opening batters would play innings like that, in that too often we see opening batters who are sent in with a specific role and they play in that manner if they none down or if they 5 down, and more often than not they end up landing their team in trouble because they keep playing their natural game rather than adjusting, which I think Rossington did exceptionally well. He played the situation that was required for his team to get in a better position.
And he ended up with 81 off 63, striking at 130. And even the way he got out at the end, it was selfless in terms of trying to continue to push the accelerator. Neesham played wonderfully well with his 51 off 32, 3 4s, 3 6s. I've got to say, one of the things that I think you and I love about coming to different parts of the world and seeing cricketers of different backgrounds is you get to spend time with players you might not have met before. And I hadn't actually met Adam Rossington. I hadn't met Marchant de Lange prior to this tournament, rapidly turning into 2 of my very favourite cricketers that there are. Oh dear, give it a hit. Go on, Najee Bullet. Ah no, give us a bit of Alan Border. Get out there and smash it to the rope. It's a dead ball, whatever the case. Which hand does this come out of?
If he could perfect that, it would be handy at the death.
Who was it? I think it was Phil Tufnell, wasn't it, to Alan Border? This was before the law of multiple bounces meaning an automatic dead ball or no ball. And he ran over like a hockey player and just clubbed it along the ground for 4. Drag to the leg side, fielder there, gone. We've seen so many batters do this try to haul it from one side of the stumps to the other, not get it out of the middle and pay the price. And Najibullah Zadran is gone for an unlucky 13.
They're just doing everything right, aren't they? Again, pace off the ball. Batters are struggling to deal with it. Shahab Alam in the deep takes the catch, and Rashid's in the wickets. He can be dangerous, Najibullah Zadran, but not today. Goes for 13. The Yaks, you would say, are in trouble here at 85 for 5.
Do love that golden hue we get treated to here in Kathmandu around this time of the day. 4:30 local time. We did start 30 minutes earlier today on a Super Sunday. As Ja, well, those numbers are completely deceptive, to be honest, because he is such a better cricketer than that. He's just been used in very strange manners across the 2 seasons of the Nepal Premier League so far. You've got 2 first-choice national team players out there in the middle. And I know there's a little bit of batting to come, particularly Nandan Yadav, who can give it a thwack, but, well, somebody in the Yaks has got to stand up to drive them up to at least 140 to keep their competition alive. The Gorkas look well drilled, though, don't they? Well coached by Monty Desai. Just getting everything right. They fielded well. A couple of run-outs. Good catch there. And it's going to be difficult going from here.
Just turned a little bit. Nothing big. Not this time. The seamers, you can bowl seam up inside the power play, but as soon as you get outside the power play, pace off. And there's another lovely example of a variation. It was almost sort of like a knuckleball. That was the undoing of Zadran.
Clever to the left-handers, isn't he, Santosh Yadav? Because you see many of them. Shahab Alam likes to come around the wicket, try to close off the angle. That can end up into the hitting arc, particularly someone like Ja, who loves long on deep mid-wicket as some of his strike zones. But he's staying over the wicket and really nailing it out towards John Simpson's gloves. This time goes straighter, and Ja has to react. I think he looks like a very intelligent young cricketer, and he's continuing to learn and blossom here at the MPL.
You've spoken about the Gorkas being well drilled, Lenny. I find them a strange team because I can't even remember a good performance. And I don't mean that in any way disrespectfully to them. It's just I know Simpson played that one good innings, but if you had to say to me where are they in the table, I would have probably said last. But they've what have they won? 2, 3.
Hunting down a 4th right now. Yep, Monty Desai's Midas touch. 87 for 5. There he is, Monty Desai. We heard Suraj Singh Thakori talk about that new moniker that they have. 3 cities, 1 soul, 1 team, 1 dream. And that's not just Kathmandu, Lalitpur, where I'm going to bring you tonight, HD. And also beautiful back to port. The three cities that make up the one capital city that is the Kathmandu city itself.
Yes, Billy, yes, Billy.
Oh no, it's the softest of dismissals. And Milan Kumar, you can't keep him out of the game for long. And Kami, he is furious with himself, and you can understand why.
One of the easiest you'll see. I think he's indicating to everyone that why must he just knock it around? Can't he just slap it back over the bowler's head? The captain goes for 6. It's 88 for 6.
Not going to be Nandan Yadav, will be Deepak Dumre, who Nandan Yadav had to come out and give a statement about. A bit of controversy. And Nandan Yadav had to say, I can't believe I'm even having to do this, because there was a replay that looked as though Nandan Yadav had pushed Deepak Dumre in the last game, but the two boys grew up playing childhood cricket together. They're great friends. They went to the same academy, and he was just clarifying he's still one of my best friends. I was just jostling with him because obviously Dumre had a difficult time behind the stumps. Modern world, hey, HD. Everything gets scrutinised, and then the player has to come out and give a statement.
Come on, lads. 100 for 8, 100 for 8, boys.
Great stuff this from Milan Kumar. Now every single game of this Nepal Premier League All 32 we are going to have one of these, a Happy Dent sparkling smile. And isn't that a sparkling smile? Congratulations, madam. You will have a Happy Dent hamper on its way to you. Should be a wide. Milan Kumar trying to deceive the umpire by running back to take his cap. Not his first rodeo, H. Missing leg by a distance. End of the 15th. 91 for 6.
Well, that's not a great sight if you're a Yak supporter. 2 run-outs in the top order in a must-win encounter. A win is a non-negotiable over here. You need to win big, and if you're the Yaks who've lost the last 2 games coming into this fixture, you know you need to win really well. Once again, a sorry state of affairs here for the Karnali Yaks with the bat, but got to credit the Gorkhas as well. Gulshan will go for broke in the remaining 5. How much of gas do they have in the tank over here is the big question. The Yaks, remember, when you're playing the night game, you need at least something around 150. But I'm so impressed with Santosh Yadav, Rashid Khan. They're hunting in pairs. Very good evening, Fazal Khalil.
Good evening, Mikhail Vaswani. Good evening to everyone watching this magnificent broadcast of the Siddharth Bank Nepal Premier League. As we see the Karnali Yaks 92 for 6, and in the doldrums really with 5 overs to go. They'll be considering themselves a very, very good position, the Gorkhas.
I'll be sticking my neck out and saying this, Fazal, but the Gorkhas are one of the best bowling units in this competition in season 2.
Well, if they are, Mikhail, what you're saying they are, then this is the time to come good in the tournament. I did mention in my last stint that this is the time where a team needs to start peaking, when you get into the business end of things. And yes, you're right, Kathmandu looks a good side. They have this game which seems more or less in the bag. They need to just come out there and bat really well. And then they have 2 games, one against the Pokhara Avengers and against the Janakpur Bolts. The defending champions have had a nightmare of a tournament so far, and the Avengers have been very sketchy. So they'll consider themselves in a really good position here, the Kathmandu Gorkhas. It's for them now to throw it away.
Absolutely, Fazal. Edged. And that should run away. The batter was slashing, and that's why the pace on the ball will be imparted. And against a run of play after 29 balls, the Yaks finally find a boundary.
Well, Gulshan Jha is trying to go wild. Just take a look where his foot was, where the bat came from, and look at his head. Just nowhere. And that's the kind of evening that the Yaks have had. They've had a real nightmare of a start. They lost Priyank Panchal of the very first delivery of the match. When you do that, and Priyank Panchal was one of their best players. That'll be a boundary, 1 bounce. Back-to-back boundaries for Gulshan Jha. Have they pressed the gas?
Yeah, that's how he'll play his cricket, in the back 5. He's known as a specialist with the bat. To bring in the impetus and the runs, he'll go after the bowling, especially with the turn coming into him. He'll fancy his chances with the bat. Yeah, it's C-ball, hit ball for him. He'll not really rely much on his footwork. It's more of hand-eye coordination here for Gulshan Jha. 100 coming up in the 16th over, courtesy that 4. Yeah, the bowler just trying to keep it wide off his arc, overcompensates.
They need a big over. 11 runs. Can they finish with a big one now?
Takes it on the full. And yes, he'll clear the ropes, Gulshan Jha. That's a very fine strike and a very good over. You need some kind of an injection here towards the back end if you're the Yaks. And you wouldn't mind this as well. 17 runs of over number 16. They're pressed foot on accelerator. It's 108 for 6. They accumulated 17 courtesy that man Gulshan Jha. 17 and 7 for him. And if you're the Yaks, you'll want to pile on as many in the remaining 24 deliveries.
Well, no better person out there than Gulshan Jha. We've seen him do it for Nepal senior team, and we've seen him perform well in the NPL as well. We need these flashes of brilliance. Now's the opportunity. Rashid Khan, very smart bowler, will certainly try and take pace off the ball. Back of the hand, slower deliveries. Watch out for them.
There it is, Fazal. Great observation, right on cue. Rashid Khan has come into his own. 7 wickets for him in the tournament. Quietly in the middle overs, he's got those slow ones and accounted for wickets. Quite a utility cricket, and the last 2 games he was promoted to number 3 with the bat as well. Remember, he's coming from the Hong Kong Sixes too, where he got a hat-trick.
Yeah, Hong Kong Sixes. A lot of these kids have played there and come, so they know how to hit the sixes. But along with that, this is a longish game compared to what you see there. And He's really a good all-rounder for Nepal. He's picked up wickets. He's got the hat-trick, like you said. He's scored runs. He's been promoted up the batting order. So very versatile cricketer is Rashid Khan. So when Stuart Law gets here, he'll be one of the boys that he'll be watching out for. And he's got a very good attitude as well.
And why I brought up the topic about Santosh Yadav and Rashid Khan, because Santosh Yadav, courtesy this 1 for 22 today in his 3, now has 7 wickets as well. So if you're looking at the bowling options, they are all wicket-taking options over here. Santosh, Shab. You see just 2 seam options here, 4 spinners being used, and all of them have been amongst wickets. Erasmus in the last couple of games.
Well, there's always premium for a left-arm spinner. 1 for 22 in 3. Played in the air. Will get a boundary. A really good boundary for Gulshan Jha. He's really turning it on here in Kathmandu late on a Sunday evening. The crowd coming to life. The flags are waving. The ownership is enjoying themselves.
Yeah, getting too predictable here is Rashid Khan. Picked up another slower delivery. He's a strong lad, Gulshan Jha. And yes, they need this. They need more of this. If he stays till the 20th over, I'd want to believe they'll get somewhere close to 150. Fazal.
150 from where they were. 6 for 88 will be a really good comeback. That's beautifully struck down the ground. That's gone all the way. He's really dealing in boundaries and sixes at the moment. It's raining boundaries here at the TU.
Well, Rashid Khan will have to revisit his plans over here. He's getting too predictable with his slower deliveries. Yeah, just clearing that right foot of his. And just goes all guns blazing at this one. He's a powerful striker. He's dishing out a cameo. Entertainment guaranteed. Yeah, but it's been that kind of an innings for the Yaks where they've been on the back foot. They've tried to take control again on the back foot, and once again they're taking center stage.
Well, T20 cricket, Mikhail, is all about entertainment, entertainment, entertainment.
That's something I didn't know. Fazal, thank you for reminding me. Indeed. Nicely bowled. And when you're under pressure, you need to bring your stock delivery out the best. And this has been just the right delivery. That full toss, little low.
Well, he's bowling really wide of the crease, so he'll be angling the ball across the left-hander. Yeah, the crowd is built up on this Sunday evening. Just saw the glimpse of that happy dent hamper. We got one as well in the commentary box, and you were all over it, Mikhail. Beautifully struck over extra cover. 1 bounce, boundary. 15 runs of the over. 17 done. 123 for 6.
.32 runs in the last 12 balls. Now this is what you call a momentum shift, and all because of that man Gulshan Jha. He's hammered 31 in 12. I'm so happy to see this man here. He didn't have a good outing in the last game behind the stumps. He came in place of Arjun Gharti, but the team management just done the right thing by telling the youngster, no problems, forget what happened in the last game, go out fresh in this one. Deepak Dumre.
He's certainly one of the top all-rounders in Nepal cricket. I really fancy this Gulshan Jha. Really hits the ball well. Dumre, another youngster, wicket-keeper, came in the last game. Didn't have a very good game. We saw him slip up a couple of occasions. about Gulshan Jha. We saw the last ball boundary. He was in complete control, who hitting that ball inside out over extra cover. Always a tough ask for any batsman.
Yeah, they've leaked 32 runs in 2 overs, and that's why Karan Casey has decided to come on. Up and over, beautifully struck, only to find the fielder. He's growing in confidence here, Dumre, watching his partner Gulshan just hit the ball all parts of the ground.
Just take a look at this boundary. It was a seam-up delivery, pace on the ball, just clearing that front foot and hitting that over extra cover. The other thing Rashid Khan needs to be careful of is he's coming perilously close to that return crease. So at the point of delivery, if he cuts that return crease on his first landing, he'll be in trouble with a no ball. 4 fours and 2 sixes in this innings of 31 of 12. Take a look at the strike rate, 260 almost for Gulshan Jha, the left-hander. Coming around the wicket to the left-hander now is skipper Karan Casey.
Yeah, shot third. Lovely delivery. A tickle. Well, Karan Casey is making an inquiry over there. He believes there's something on the way to the wicket-keeper. I'll tell you what, the Gorkhas can't believe their eyes at the moment. A bit of disbelief. But Ravindra Vimala series says, let's move on with the game. The batter, Gulshan, stands his ground.
Because frankly, I thought I heard something really woody. You know, it's not just for nothing that all of them have gone up in unison. Just take a listen. There it is. I did hear something. Straight away the wicket keeper went up, the bowler went up, and all the close and fielders came in as well. But the most important person on the ground didn't hear it.
I have to admit, there's a lot of sound as well around the ground, a lot of noise. Oh.
Well, we'll just check if the ball has pitched outside that line that you can see. That's the 10 feet marker, the cut part of the pitch. We'll wait for that. So if it's cleared that, then the umpire will signal no ball. Clearly pitches out of that, but does it pitch within the 66? That is the straight. So yeah, there it is, wide delivery, and I'll tell you why. Because it's pitched outside the cut area and it has gone beyond the bowling crease, and that's the reason why. That's a very good decision by the umpire, the TV umpire. Buddhi Bahadur Pradhan, the umpire who adjudicated that wide.
I'll tell you what, Karan Casey maybe just had a small little message to Gulshan Jha there as well. Smart cricket. Get to the other end and get Gulshan on strike. He has to get maximum strike in these final deliveries.
Well, just take a look at this. So the cut area of the pitch is 10 feet, Mikhail, and the length of the pitch is 66 feet. So it's pitched outside the 10 feet very clearly. But what they were checking is whether it pitched within the 66 or after the 66. If it pitches within the 66, then the umpire will call no ball. If it pitches outside of that 66 feet, he will call wide. So very good decision by Buddhi Pradhan.
Good delivery. Great death bowling by Karan Casey. He's grown as a bowler in the death overs. in the last couple of years. Just how beautifully he's mixing it up as well. You got to really use a lot of your mind in these situations. Yeah, we saw that odd delivery that ended up being a wide, but that's all part of experimentation at times. Because you have someone like Gulshan Jah in front of you. Got to be very careful with that. So far it's been a good over, just the 4 runs in the first 5 balls. And for most of it, he's kept Gulshan Jah quiet. He's launched this one. That's huge. That's massive from the bat of Gulshan Jah. And what a finish to over number 18. Make that 10 in the over. This man's in his zone. It's 133 for 6.
Now I'm getting.
It's been a brilliant comeback here by the Yaks. They've been down, but they're not out of the equation simply because Gulshan Jah is putting on a show with the bat. And the last 3 overs, we've seen as many as 42 runs being accumulated, largely because of Gulshan Jah's presence in the middle. You'd want to believe till that man is there, the Gorkhas will realize that they cannot really believe they have this game in the grasp in terms of their bowling. It's going to be Rashid Khan. He went for plenty of runs in the last over, but the captain believes he's the man to do the job.
Well, a gamble this for Karan Casey. He went for 17 runs in his last over, and he's coming from the pavilion end to complete his quota of 4 overs. That's up in the air. Will be on the bounce to the fielder. Just the single. Gulshan Jah very rightly and correctly said, I'll have the strike for the next 5 balls.
Yeah, you've got to look at the options. You really cannot go with Shahab Alam at this stage or Santosh Yadav, 2 left-arm spinners with Gulshan Jah in the middle. The only option left here for Karan Casey is Rashid bowling the 19th, and Karan Casey comes back to bowl the 20th. So that's how it's going to be. It's a set template from here on. So the spinners have played their part now in this match. Milind finished with his 4. He finishes with 1 for 24. There's so much of calculation you need to do when batters come with different repertoire and carnage. And here Gulshan has just maybe derailed the plans of Karan Casey about shuffling his bowlers. There's Erasmus as an option over here, the right arm off spinner. Well, we didn't see many captains go with spinners in the last couple of games in the back end. Yeah, good death bowling. They're pushing for 2, but they'll only get a single. That's because it's inside the 30-yard circle.
Just take a look at the left-hander. Really was severe on the left-arm spinner. That was in his arc. He just went out of the park. And that was a really good hit. But for me, this was the best of them all. Even though it didn't, this one was the best of them all. Went a long way into the crowd. And that was a big couple of overs that they had. 17 from the last Rashid Khan over and 10 of Karan Casey. So they got 27 in 2. And can they just finish well, Gulshan Jah, for the Yaks?
Clears the field, yes. It's work to do for the fielder. Deep backward square leg. He'll have to come around. Nice job done by Alam. Gulshan Jah pushes for the 3rd. He wants strike. Great running, good cricket. Well, the Yaks are certainly turning on the magic in the middle. Much needed impetus for them.
A slow delivery, back of the hand, just sweeping that just to the left of the diving shot, fine, and then a very nice slide pick up. Adil Alam there did the cleanup, prevented a boundary, saved a single for the Gorkhas. Now can he go big? Can he go over extra cover?
He's a strong lad, Gulshan Jha. He's bringing all his power in the middle. And he'll take down anyone and everyone coming in front of him right now. Unstoppable Gulshan Jha. And this partnership in no time is worth 54 and 29.
Well, this kid can really play. Gulshan Jha under pressure. Needed to get the boundaries, needed to control the innings, and he's done that so well. It is a short boundary for sure, but it sped off this lovely outfield. No chance for the fielder at deep point. 238.9 he's striking at Gulshan Jha. Can he go now down the ground? Wait for the slow delivery. Watch the bowler's hand. Wait for the back of the hand.
Yeah, he still manages to squeeze that out, but he'll only settle for a single. The message is clear for Dumre at the other end for this last delivery of the 19th over. You have to hit it, because they're not going to run a single for sure.
Well, I'm certainly hoping that you don't take the single. That's probably what he's telling him now, Gulshan Jha. Take the chance, get the 4 or the 6, or take 2. The single, I'm not going to take. Reminds me of when we were playing school cricket or college cricket. Hated to take the single or the last ball, wanted to take strike. There's the Dhaka Topis. I love those. Andrew Leonard was kind enough to give us one.
I want to believe you were the Gulshan Jha then in school cricket, not taking the strike of the last.
I'll let you keep guessing, Mikhail.
Another good over. If Dumre can squeeze one out to the fence, it'll be icing on the cake in the 19th over here for the Yaks. Oh, he just tries to overdo things. A slow delivery once again by Rashid Khan, and this time Dumre perishes. Just played all over this one, and he'll have to walk back.
Well, unselfishly trying to hit that overshot fine. Just showed his hand a little too early. Disappointment there. Disappointment with himself. Deepak Dumre gone for 10. Good little partnership of 55 with Gulshan Jha. 143 for 7.
It's been fast-forward cricket for the Yaks here. Courtesy Gulshan Jha. Dumre played a good hand. Partnership of 55 coming to an end for the 8th wicket. My boy, what an impact they made towards the end. Just caught the Gorkhas off guard here.
Well, I think he made a mistake, Karan Casey, by bowling Rashid Khan 2 for 38. A little expensive considering that they were 88 for 6. He should have brought in the left-arm spinner. The reason why I say left-arm spinner even to the left-hander is because he's got to create the pace. He's got to hit the ball, as we see Nandan Yadav coming out in the middle. But with the medium pacer bowling, the ball comes on nicely to the bat if balls seam up. So pace off the ball. There, like that. Into the pitch. Pace off the ball is really difficult for the batsman to contend with. But if you give the batsman pace, there it is once again, the off cutter just into the bowl, into the pitch, and see how difficult it is. He's committing to the shot, Gulshan Jha. 44. Can he get a 50 with a 6 perhaps over mid-wicket?
Yeah, he slices this one over. There's no protection in the deep. That'll run away for a 4. Karan Casey had to be very clear with his plans because he had all the fielders stationed inside the 30-yard circle on the offside. But Gulshan Jha, for the kind of form that he's in, he just carves one over the infield on the off and gets a 4.
Well, this is what I was trying to say. There's pace on the ball. He just has to angle the bat, open the face, and then just get it over the fielders inside the ring, and it runs for fun. Shahab had 2 overs. Santosh had 1. And more importantly, Erasmus had 1. 1 for 20 and you don't complete the spell, that's inexplicable.
Decides to take the single. Nandan Yadav on strike. Fazal, would you have stood your ground and maybe just consumed that dot ball to keep strike, or this is a good move you feel by?
Well, I'm still thinking about it, so I can understand the confusion for Gulshan Jha, but I think he's done the right thing. He's taking the single, just give the opportunity to the youngster to go big. If he doesn't, just take the bye. Even tell him if he misses the ball, just keep running. Run for anything now. Or run out at this stage won't matter. Nandan needs to sacrifice his wicket should there be an opportunity for run out. Square leg coming in, there's a fine inside the circle, deep mid wicket, long on the onside, long off deep point, and fine a third man outside on the offside.
Yeah, there lies the danger of just exposing Nandan Yadav for the last 3 deliveries. They'll end up going as dot a few runs.
Well, he made the move to the offside in Nandan Yadav and then came back. So if he moves outside the off stump, so does the wide line. So once again, a good decision by the umpire. They've had their moments, the umpires, but by and large, they've done a really good job.
Another full delivery, another dot ball. Yeah, Gulshan Jha will just be looking back at that single that he took some time back. And all of a sudden, a couple of dot deliveries will just take away this entire effort. They'll certainly share a smile and a banter, but they're crucial deliveries going for dots here.
Well, I agree with you now. I mean, he must be wondering why he took that single, because 2 wasted deliveries, 1 final ball. If he misses this, they end up at 148. He's stranded on 49. Not that it will matter to him, but perhaps he could have got 2 sixes, a 4 and a 6, or some runs for sure. Well, let's see what happens now. Well, you did mention, Mikhail, that if Gulshan Jha stays till the end, the Karnali Yaks will get 150. You're almost spot on, almost there with it. And can it be a 4? Well, they've certainly set a target of 150. They end with 149 for 7. And Mikhail Vaswani in the commentary box is all smiles.
All smiles at this man, Gulshan Jha. What an innings he's played. Coming at a precarious situation. Not much batters around him. Always a good side. They're all teammates. They know each other really well. They know their style of play, what they like, what they really don't like in the middle. Current case, he just withdrew his left-arm spinners, went all pace against Gulshan Jha, but he went after the bowling. Yeah, it's been a good effort by the Gorkhas. Yaks winning the toss, decided to bat first, finish on 149 for 7, courtesy a blitzkrieg by Gulshan Jha, 49 unbeaten runs on 22 deliveries. But Karan Casey has been impressive as well, 1 for 26 in its 4. He's been amongst wickets all through this competition.
Well, 149 is what they got, so the 150 is not impossible for the Yaks to defend. They'll take some batting by Gorkhas when they come out to chase those runs down. And electing to bat first, winning the toss in match 19.
runs up. Out this evening as well. A lovely Sunday evening, should I say, and some wonderful contests playing out into the second half of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League. I did have a chat with him early in the day. Got a 40 odd in the first game, has gone quiet. But the 25-year-old Ben Charlesworth will certainly want to turn on the magic with the bat this evening in the chase. A best of 56 his T20 career.
Well, they really have a task on hand in these first 6 overs. Ben Charlesworth, he has to come good for the Gorkhas. Need to give them the start when they don't need to panic. That's the whole thing. No panic in these first 6 overs. Akash Tripathi, we've seen him taking his time. So if he does take his time, he needs to play right till the end. Don't play 25, 30 balls and then throw it away.
Yes, Sumpal Kami. So Karan Casey, the captain of the Gorkha, strike first over. In fact, first ball. Can Sumpal Kami just give the Yaks the edge and the moments very early in his spell? 3 for 32 is best. An economy little over 8. But they need to learn from the last outing as well against the Biratnagar Kings on how to rotate the bowlers, Fazal.
Well, I'm sure they've done their homework, Mikhail, because when I was talking to Sompal Kami, he seemed calm in the sense that he said that they've learned from the earlier mistakes. So I'm hoping that they don't make the same ones. They've got the runs. They need to defend by catching well and fielding extremely well. So the 20 runs that they are short, or maybe 10, 15 runs that they're short, they need to make up with their fielding.
Absolutely. They'll have to show some inspiration here now in the field and with the ball. He's been a little low on confidence here, Charlesworth. He has a very good record. Need to really overcome all of what has happened and just focus on the present here if you're a batter, just struggling to find form. Slip in place. 3 on the off inside the circle for the left-handed batter, and 3 on the onside inside the dial, saving 1. He can crank up the pace. Sompal Kami, very fine athlete. First runs on the board here in the chase for the Kathmandu Gorkhas.
Well, he can certainly crank up the pace, Mikhail, but the mantra on this pitch is really taking pace off the ball. So he's got to be smart when he needs that effort ball and when he needs to just keep it honest and just keep the batsman guessing all the time.
Yeah, you've got to be a smart operator on the surface. We saw Rashid Khan dish out many slower deliveries, but again, you've got to be careful when dishing them out. Can't get too predictable. Expect Sompal Kami to just get some carry and bounce. Yeah, first runs for Akash Tripathi. So both the batters off the mark in this chase.
Well, Andrew, Leonard keeps asking for close games, close games. Could we have one more close game between the Gorkhas and the Yaks now? If the Yaks bowl well, especially Sompal Kami, their skipper, gets those early breakthroughs like how the Gorkhas got, Mikhail, we could just have a cliffhanger of a game.
It's a great endorsement for the sport, right? You have those last over cliffhangers. In fact, the last 3 games, it's quite a character, Sompal Kami. But he's a nice boy. Last 3 games, 2 have gone to the last over. In fact, last evening, had Harmeet Singh not got those 6s, we were heading into the last over in that game as well.
Just doesn't take too much to inside the crowd, isn't it? Just a little gimmick here and there can just really, the crowd just erupts. That's the good part. I mean, just really good crowd in all the games so far. A lot of support for the Sudapashchim Royals, the Biratnagar Kings, Sandeep Lamichane and Deependra Singh Airi. We saw yesterday when he just came onto the ground, the kind of applause, the uproar there was. Everyone was roaring in the crowd.
You know, Fazal, I'm not usually into comparisons, but it just reminded me of MS Dhoni walking out in Chennai when CSK were playing in yellow. It was very similar, that feel and vibe.
Yeah, relax, buddy, relax. In the air, down the ground will be the boundary. The first boundary for Ben Charlesworth and for the Kathmandu Gorkhas. The crowd certainly coming alive here at the Tribhuvan University. One done in reply. Gorkhas 6 for none.
Some mesmerizing views in this part of the world, but if you're a cricket fan, well, you have a chance to also win a wonderful AC, and that could be coming your way as well. That's because Mighty AC will reward one of the most energetic fans with a brand new AC as the coolest fan of the day.
I wonder how they picked that coolest fan of the day, because there's so many cool fans over here. If you just take a look at the crowd, one better than the other. And they come out here, support their teams. I like this move, Will Busisto from the pavilion end. He's got the opportunity now, Akash, to just take the single, give Charlesworth the strike, because he's the guy who likes to settle in.
Spoke about settling in. It's important the batter also ensures that he doesn't unsettle his partner by consuming too many deliveries at the other end, Puzzle.
Well, he's been guilty of doing that on a couple of occasions for sure, Akash Tripathi. But this time, no doubt at all. One bounce into the boundary cushions. That's a good move by Akash Tripathi, seeing mid-off inside the circle. Just launched into it.
I'm happy to be proven wrong. As long as Akash Tripathi just ensures his strike rate is good in this game, it'll just help Ben Charlesworth play himself in. Something that's been missing here for the Gorkhas in their batting lineup has been a top order partnership, Fazal.
But this team is looking good, the Gorkhas. They're coming into their own at the right time in the tournament. There it is, nice. Once you get that boundary, see the confidence that the batsman gets. It hit the center of the bat, and we can hear it in our earpiece, how nice it sounds when the ball comes and strikes the middle of the bat. It sounds really good to our ears, and must be giving Akash Tripathi a lot of confidence, Bell Charlesworth a lot of confidence, and the people sitting in the dugout, they'll be confident as well. You play and miss outside the off stump, couple of balls turn here and there, bounce. Not only are you shaken up, but the team sitting in the dugout also are completely shook up.
I asked a couple of batters, what does it sound like when you hit the middle of the bat? They say sweet and surreal.
Well, did it sound like that when you struck it back in the day in your under 19 days?
You did see one a couple of days ago.
That was caught at mid-wicket.
Quick single that just beat the fielder. That was one of the many hits I got to the fence, Fazal.
Yeah. 52-yard hit is what my director's telling me in my ear.
Thank you very much, Mr. Director. To spill the beans. Yeah, it took me some effort. Middling the ball is not easy. Got to really put in hours and hours. Sitting from here, we can certainly talk about batters doing this, doing that, but out there in the middle, it's always a different kettle of fish. Decisive hit. And land safe. Yeah, he's done well over here, Akash Tripathi. He's eyeing that off region. And the good part about it was he went over the bowler's head. Good start here for the Gorkhas, 14 without loss after 2. A great opportunity for all fans worldwide to download and subscribe to the Dish Home Go official OTT streaming platform of the Nepal Premier League. It's streaming worldwide except India. So do that from your Play Store and Apple Store as well. Nandan Yadav generated some pace. He's been amongst wickets. He's been the go-to man for Nepal cricket as well. He's grown as a bowler since NPL 1 to NPL 2. Good boy to have in the side.
He's certainly one who's impressed. Beautifully struck off the back for just using the pace of the bowler. We kept saying pace off, and this is an exhibition of how easy it gets when you give the batsman pace to work with. Just take a look at this one again. No real effort, just pure timing. And I'm stressing on the word pure timing. Just sped across this outfield. Ben Charlesworth really looking good this evening. The Kathmandu Gorkhas, like I said, they're playing well now. If they win this game, they have the opportunity to beat the 7th and 8th place teams. So they're playing two relatively weaker opponents, at least on form. The Janakpur Bulls, of course, are the defending champions. They'll be really hurting, just wondering what went wrong with them in the tournament this year, Mikhail. But they look a really good team on paper, just not coming together. You need to gel together, the teams, especially when you're playing as a defending champion. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of expectation, and I think they're wilting under that pressure and expectation.
Absolutely. The HP lubricant commentary box over here, yours truly with Fazal Khalil, is truly enjoying Nepal. Wants to come back again. In fact, doesn't want to leave Nepal, I believe.
Yeah, people here have been so nice, so kind, so humble, so hospitable. It's been extremely good. There, just look at the way they enjoy themselves. There's a lot of love around. They share a lot of emotion here in Nepal, and we've seen that even in the hospitality that we get in the commentary box as well. We're always asked, how could we make things better?
Absolutely. I thought I saw a wedding invite over there in the crowd. Congratulations to the couple who was getting married. The wedding season. Leading edge. Has it been pouched? Not really. But it's never going to be easy. I believe Najibullah Zadran was there at backward point. Pavan Saraf rather. Corrections. He's a tall lad.
Just holding on the pitch a little, and yeah, short. And he knows how lucky Akash Tripathi was. He's batting well. For the first time, I've seen aggression in Akash Tripathi's batting up front. That's the fielder there. That the pulsing dot is where he was dropped. No timing on that one. It's against his grain to just take the cover off the ball. He's the kind of player who likes to turn it around, play the singles, odd boundary. He should stick to that playbook, if I can call it so, and let the big hitting and the heavy lifting be done by the other batsman at the other end, Ben Charlesworth. That's the way he plays. You don't need to go completely against your grain.
He's showing the intent today to be a bit more aggressive. It's worked so far. You rightly pointed out, sometimes when you bat out of your personality, you may just end up putting more pressure on yourself. Good start here for Nandan Yadav. 5 coming off it, 19 for no loss.
Well, that's the route we take back from the ground to the hotel, Mikhail. We come there and take a right and head towards our hotel. Reminds me a lot of Bangalore itself. Just take a look at the traffic there. We get stuck in a traffic jam and you're stuck there for some time. So it doesn't really feel that I'm out of my home country.
That's why it's home away from home for you, Fazal. Nepal. Yeah, welcome to the city of Kathmandu. Live visuals of the traffic out there. Vibrant, bustling city. Wow! That's out of here. That's a powerful strike from Charles Watt. What a hit!
Well, 25,000 rupees have been given by Omura and Jacko every time the ball hits the podium. Does that qualify, Mikhail? Really good. That's the thing that we keep talking about. Pace on the ball again. Came on so nicely and well, be still, my beating heart. Take a look at that. It just went for 6 the minute it left the bat. Just swiveled and helped it on its way. Sompal Kami under pressure.
Something about this hit. He's just stood there. He's not had to rock back. A bit of a swivel and nonchalantly he's hit that in front of mid-wicket. This talks about this batter's talent and potential there. He needs no introduction to the greatness he possesses with the bat once he gets going. But if he can dish out these for the Gorkhas in the back end of the tournament, we're looking at a serious threat as an opposition up front.
Yeah, point coming in, mid-wicket going to deep mid-wicket now. You can suddenly see the timing coming, the flourish is there. It's all looking good, and what looks really good. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, just missed the Charlesworth missile, but that's the Omora and Jeko new Jeko J5, the real SUV with best in-segment range specifications. And remember, rupees 25,000 will be donated to education per match hit on the J5 podium. So the batters, if you could get some going, it'll be great. Wow! That's out of here. That looks like a meteorite in the sky because that's into the trees. And it'll take some time to fetch that ball. Go retrieve it, says Ben Charlesworth.
A really classy shot from a very classy player. It's coming on well. Charlesworth, he was looking good in the previous few fixtures, but he's unleashing himself on the Yaks at the moment. The skipper of the Yaks, 18 runs and 4 deliveries. Well, now he needs to calm down. They've had a really good over. And don't throw away all the good work now.
Well, Sompal Kami has conceded 3 sixes in the first 4 balls. You just wonder what's going through his mind. You keep talking about pace on the ball, there's nothing but runs on the surface.
Very ordinary bowling that. I mean, he pitched it in his half. And a batsman who's grown up on pitches which the ball comes normally at chest level will enjoy himself. That's much better. Getting driven for 4 through the offside is fine. It's criminal when you drop the ball short and get pulled to mid-wicket or to square leg. Just take a look at this. Meat and drink for Ben Charlesworth. That's the first one. The second one. And the third one, the best of them all. It was the biggest, longest, and the best looking one as well. Nice flourish. Always looking to hit it for 6. From down to up. That's how the bat went.
He's some bat, Ben Charlesworth. 20 runs of over number 4 on the highway at the moment. The Gorkhas 39 for no loss.
Charlesworth, who we were talking about in the pre-game show with Jess Crow as to how he owed the Gurkhas some runs, because he looks like a very talented left-hander. Stood up to be counted this evening.
Yeah, well done. Excellent win.
He's looked very good indeed, striking it in and around 200. The Yaks again seem to be having a few issues with getting the right bowler bowling at the right time. As I say good evening now with the floodlights in full effect to HD Ackerman.
It just seems a little bit that with their seamers that they're reluctant to go to pace off early on in the piece. And if you had to ask Ben Charlesworth what he wants to play against, he would say seam on, pace on.
Yeah, Milan Kumar, who has had the most remarkable 2025 with the bat for the United States of America, fastest ever associate to 1,000 ODI runs, fourth fastest in the history of the ODI game. And that's despite batting down at 5 and 6 for USA in those ODIs. Has struggled a bit for quick runs here. He has got scores, but he hasn't done it at a good rate. He's bowled very effectively, been a huge positive for Monty Desai's men. He could do with starting a bit more brightly, and it's happening again this evening, 1 off 5.
Yeah, he's got to be careful because Charlesworth has been playing well, and you don't want the big left-hander to lose momentum either, and that can happen when there's an accumulation of dots.
How difficult is it for someone like Sampal Kami, opening the bowling, batting in the middle order and captaining the side?
And fielding on the boundary. I know for like 100 odd years, it was always considered batter's captain. You know, you look at what a wonderful captain Pat Cummins is for Australia. You know, I remember in my career I asked a batter once what he thought about something I was doing as a batter, and a gentleman by the name of Eric Simons came into it and said, "Why are you asking a batter? Why don't you ask a bowler? Why don't you ask a bowler what I'm trying to do to you in order to get you out? And you can learn from that." So to answer your question, I don't think it's too hard for him, but it might be when he's fielding on the boundaries.
Good over from Basisto, just the 4 singles from it. 46 for 1. End of the power play, and Sampal Kami will turn to one of his 4 overseas players in the 11, Mark Watts, who's been a bit of a revelation at the top of the order. The surprise throwing him up there, but he's got good career numbers with his left arm spin. Now he was taken to task in the last match by Bashir Ahmed. It's great to have overseas players who are all-rounders. Gives you a multiplicity of options, but then as a consequence you've got young domestic spin bowlers like Bipin Sharma, who was so good last season at the age of 16. As that straight down the ground and will be 4. Good stroke. Milan Kumar gets it into his hitting arc and puts it away.
Not only were they good last season, I think he started this season quite effectively, along with the leg spinner Yuvraj Khatri. That's a good shot.
Yeah, there's the youngster, just 17 or 18 in fact, Yuvraj Khatri. Now, the point I want to bring up to you, HT, about those two young spinners. Between them, they've bowled 16 overs this season. Into their 5th game. Is that enough exposure for them? Are they being underutilised? They both have good records. Khatri's got 3 wickets in his 9 overs, an economy rate of 8. The strike rate getting 1 every 18 balls. And then for Sharma, he's got 2 for 45 across his 7 overs and an economy rate of 6. Are they underutilising their homegrown talent?
It's done well. It certainly can be argued, can't it? Because their numbers certainly show that they're more than capable of holding their own in this stage. It shows the importance, and I'm not suggesting that Sompal Kami is a bad leader, not at any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure he's a very good leader. Sometimes you just need a captain or a coach that believes in you. I'm sure we'll come back to that. 52 for 1.
Ali Yak, so didn't expect him to be up at number 2 in the run scorers. And such is the season that the men in light blue are having. Their only win of the season. Well bowled Pawan Saraf into the attack. Sharp turn, a smile from all involved. This one has ragged sharply. But such is the season they're having that the only win they've managed to get this year was thanks to that Mark Watt set tree, and it came by 9 wickets. Oh no, Charlesworth has looked brilliant. He saw one turn sharply across him, so he changed his stroke and he exposed his stumps. I think it's gone between his legs, and Pawan Saraf has cleaned them up.
Just wonder if it's the previous delivery that leads to this choice of stroke. Because Charlesworth is so strong down the ground. Big, tall man. And in that game where he got 40, the opening fixture, he hit the ball beautifully back past the bowler. Today, he goes for 34, 52 for 2.
Beacon in the night sky in the background of the TU ground as Gerard Erasmus comes to the crease. Just the 100 in 1550s. Now, I think he's played every single innings this season at 6, 7 or 8. Up he comes to number 4. Monty Desai, rather than bring John Simpson to the crease, who played so well at number 4 last match, one of the innings of the tournament, on a very tricky pitch, he's gone with Erasmus to make it a 2 right-hand combination. Now is surely the chance for Sompal Kami to get his left-arm spinner or his leg spinner into the game after this. Strange choice of shot from Charlesworth, I agree with you.
Didn't look good.
Yes, well done, well done. Excellent, 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 Will. Well done for one day. Seba, only tight length. Come on, boys, come on, boys. Seba, one day. Good finish, Seba, lovely.
Here's Monty Desai. He's always, throughout his coaching career, wanted to show a lot of flexibility in the order. Would you have liked that as a batter, or would you rather know when you're coming into the crease?
It's a difficult question because I think some players are more adaptable than others. So I think you need to look at what you've got. I think the most adaptable person in a team needs to be the coach rather than the players, because of the amount of different types of characters and players you have within the 11. 8 gone, 54 for 2.
Okay, maybe Sampal Kami's just heard us. I know he's got the two right-handers at the crease, so it makes a lot of sense. This is going to be an important spell for Bipin Sharma. Look at those career numbers for someone so young in this NPL. Gets a big ovation too from the crowd. Don't think he's going to look to turn too many, but can he be effective and economical?
Yeah, well done, Seba.
Good start, right on the money. Okay, let's get down to Jess Crow. Jess, who have you got with you?
I'm joined here by Sonny Patel. Sonny, how have you found your time so far playing with the Gorkas?
It's been great coming back to Nepal. I've played a lot of cricket here before and coming to play this NPL season second, so it feels great to come back.
Now, coming all the way from the USA, how have you found the changing conditions?
It's a bit warm over here, so feeling it present over here, because it's right now it's winters in US, so it's a bit cold over there, so it's feeling good.
Great stuff. And now the crowd, we have to address it. You know, most nights of the week, there's been this huge, electric, energetic crowd. What's it been like seeing their support?
The crowd is fantastic over here. Over the years, I've seen their passion for the game and even for their own country, Nepal. And I've seen them everywhere, even in US. Whenever there's a Nepal game, you will see Nepali fans coming around and they support their team. That I'm amazed about the craze they have for cricket. Outstanding.
Now, of course, we are in the middle stages of the comp. What's been the overall team mindset and mantra so far?
We've been playing good cricket since last 3 games. So our mindset is that let's play positive cricket and try and win the games.
Exactly, and going forward, is that the same mindset, same approach?
Yeah, we'll try and have the same mindset.
Of course. Well, all the best for you and the team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Back to comms.
Thank you, Jess. Yeah, real favourite of Monty Desai is Sonny Patel. He's taken him to a number of competitions. I know the relationship out in the United States as well, and that's the kind of modern franchise game. Gonna dash a single. Najibullah Zadran. Oh, direct hit just might have been interesting, but I think Erasmus got the call in quickly enough to allow Milan Kumar to get home.
Milan Kumar's got to know that Erasmus is looking for one. You know, when you're standing at the non-strikers end, there's some players who think that's the end of the game for them. This is not a time to relax. Look at Milan Kumar. Number 1, bat in the wrong hand, and number 2, the bat alongside him. So he doesn't give himself the best opportunity to actually run a quick single.
It's a very basic thing. You have to do the basics right. Great spot, HD. End of the 9th, 56 for 2. What a fantastic crowd we got this evening. I don't think I was telling you about this yesterday, H, but with our guest Rob Lynch, who was here yesterday, we actually got out and around the back of these new stands, and we went right up there to the centre of that Red Bull fan zone, and I couldn't believe it. It's bringing that new gen energy, but you could literally see the Himalayas, and it's not a view I've ever taken in at this ground. The reason why, we've probably gone about 10, maybe 15 metres higher with the stands that have gone in instead of the grass banks. So even though I'd been over there in previous incarnations of this ground, you couldn't see the Himalayas. Now you can. Well, keep asking for the young spinners to get their chance. In comes the two of them in tandem. The young leg spinner joins Bipin. Already the 7th bowler to be used in the 10th over. But I think it's a good move from Sampal Kami.
What I enjoy about young Yuvraj Khatri on this surface is the speed that he bowls at. He bowls it very Rashid Khan-like. Bowls it flat, he bowls it quick, and he tries to hit a good length rather than a full length.
Picks the gap nicely, just too short. Two important positions for a young leg spinner. Long on and you're deep mid-wicket. Got to get those angles right, because Milan Kumar will punish you if not. A drag down and put away.
It's just how quickly he gets into position to hit the stroke. You've got to move, you've got to be nimble on your feet.
Good use of the crease to get that end cell. Super 4. Take your time, young man. Remember, you're in control as a spinner at the top of your mark. He's trying to rush through this. Take your time, take a breath. Better on the money this time. And the great bits of advice I always remember from Terry Jenner, who was Shane Warne's coach. I was lucky enough to have 3 or 4 sessions with him during my career. When you're the bowler, you're the one in control. You bowl the ball when you're ready. Particularly as a spinner, you don't really have a concern over the over rates. Emphasise to the batter that you're in control, and how well did Shane Warne do that in particular.
A little bit of pressure here now, just a little bit of pressure.
I agree with you. It feels like these two deliveries, that one just punched down the ground for 1. The final ball before the drinks break will be important. Erasmus, who's spent almost the whole season number 7, and it's his last game, has been thrown up to number 4. These are some of our gathered photographers who are creating the most brilliant imagery that's appearing all throughout the papers and online. He's taking a while to get going, Erasmus. Get a single, but he's only 4 off 9. Gets us to the halfway stage of the chase of this single game on Sunday. Time for the expert education strategic timeout. The score is 63 for 2.
Great scenes here. They love their cricket, they love their music, and they love life. And a message for Fazal Khalil over there from the fans as well. We love you. Well, just so wonderful to see some great scenes over here. Incredible atmosphere, great vibe, great energy. And I'll tell you what, the Festival of the Himalayas quite fittingly fits into the scheme of things of Nepal Premier League. Very good evening, Fazal Khalil. I thought I saw a placard for you in the crowd.
Very good evening, Mikhail. Just get the strategic timeout out of the way. The Yaks versus the Gorkhas coming to you live from the TU International Cricket Stadium. Now it's more a stadium than a ground, and all these kids have come here to watch. The crowd that comes in to watch these games are getting more than their money's worth. Every seat sold out. And as we get into the back end of the tournament, it seems like it certainly is the festival of the Himalayas.
Yeah, Erasmus will have to get some runs. He's nicely cut away, nicely fielded. Oh, bit of a mix-up. That's going to be a run out. Absolute pandemonium in the middle. Yes, no, it was in the offing. They lacked communication. There was a couple of misunderstandings in the previous overs. Brilliant piece of fielding, throw, release, and then breaking the stumps at the batter's end. Results in a wicket here. Big moment for the Yaks.
Well, they're certainly talking two different languages for sure. No, not even in the frame. Milind Kumar, horrible mix-up by Khairat Erasmus. I think they've just gone up to confirm whether the batsman had crossed here. Just take a look at that. Yeah, I think Milind Kumar is the one who will be heading back. But just waiting for the third umpire to just confirm that. But to me, it just looked like... well, it's not at that end that it matters. I think it was the other end, which is already broken. So I think Milind Kumar, in my opinion, will be the one heading back.
I'll tell you what, we saw a couple of runouts early in the day in the first innings. But look at this. Erasmus took off. Milind presses the abort button. And both running towards the bowlers, and Yuvraj Khatri knew it. Great bit of wicket keeping as well by Deepak Dumre. Yeah, there they are. My God, what a sorry state of affairs if you're a Kathmandu Gorkhas fan, seeing both your batters at one end.
We've seen a few runouts, isn't it, this afternoon, and now again in the evening we saw two. Matt Watt getting run out, Bosisto getting run out, and now we have Milind Kumar, who probably is the one who will head back.
Just goes back to that age-old debate of whose call is it, who needs to respond in front of the wicket, square of the wicket, behind the wicket. Yeah, it's the last thing you need as Kathmandu Gorkhas to see Milind Kumar coming towards you at the dugout. He's run out for 15. 63 for 3. He's been in good form in the last game for the Gorkhas. John Simpson walks out, got 60 and 29 in that last game. He was the reason why they got to 142 when they were placed in a precarious situation. A best of 84 his T20 career, but he too played some delightful strong hits to the fence. They need a partnership. More importantly, they need Erasmus to contribute with the bat, because his best in this competition so far is 17.
And especially that the run out had him involved in it will put added pressure on Gerard
Shabash, shabash.
Erasmus.
Legs and a go. Well done, Shabash.
Down the track straight away, will pick up the single and get off the mark. But if we just take a look at how the run out happened, and just watch when the wicketkeeper breaks the stumps. Right about there, that's when you'll figure out that Erasmus was a couple of steps ahead of Milind Kumar, and that's what the umpire would have been seeing. So just see, when the stumps are broken, they both are in the center, but you just see again, Erasmus will be a couple of steps right there. If that's what the umpire would have been looking at, and he would have said that Erasmus and Milind Kumar have crossed. So since they've crossed, Milind Kumar will be the one who's run out, and the right decision once again by the umpire.
2 runs here. Good running. Simpson's looking confident. He's using his feet, moving around, calling well, running hard. Yeah, any youngster trying to understand why Milind Kumar had to walk back is at the point of impact. When the bails were off the groove, Erasmus had crossed the half. And the player as well. More importantly, Milind was behind him and Erasmus was ahead.
Yeah, the TV umpire there, Budhi Pradhan, gets that one right. Let's take a look at the appeal now. Just probably going down the leg side. The wicketkeeper moving to the leg side also is a giveaway. Down the track, down the ground, one bounce over the boundary.
Take you through the Argakanchi Cement Golden Cap leaderboard, showcasing the tournament's leading wicket takers. Avinash Bora from the Sudur Pashchim Okay, then Pavan into his second over.
Quick! Win!
This is going to be close. Simpson was running to the danger end and he had put in the sprint and committed into the second. It was Erasmus who was struggling, I believe.
Well, they ran really well. Both he and Simpson gets off the block, and that's when he realizes they're two. Supported well by Simpson. That's in the air, over the top, will run away. Will be a boundary against the runner player Gerard Erasmus. Gets the boundary, much needed one for the Kathmandu Gorkhas. They're really cruising along now. They don't want to try anything flash, don't try anything smart or over smart, just play some smart cricket.
And today, for a change, they've not sent Rashid Khan early at number 3 or number 4. There's Rashid Bhim, Adil Alam, Karan Casey. So you want to set things up for them. Maybe 40 needed in 60 or 50.
Well done, excellent ball, lovely.
That's why their role gets all the more important over here, both these batters.
Shabash.
Simpson has looked very, very proactive and assured in his batting over here. One innings can certainly lift your confidence. You all look for that one big innings where you just bring in that self-belief and touch. He got that in the last game, hit 5 sixes and 3 fours at a strike rate of 200 plus. Oh, he's got stuck underneath this one. Fielder will watch it just sail over him. For a moment it felt that he had mistimed it, but this man means business, Simpson. He'll take on the spinners.
Well, I did get the feeling that he didn't get the timing as well as he would like to, but that is the shorter part of the boundary, and very luckily for him, just carries that man at mid-wicket. Nice camera angle as well. Got to see that the ball landed outside the boundary cushion. There's umpire Rambakwela, Prageet Rambakwela. John Simpson, that's 60 for the Rhinos. Just showed how classy a player he is. Made for the umpire signal, leg by will be the call. Yeah, we see some, we were talking about some really good visuals, Mikhail, and that was one of them. Get that reverse angle, you can see exactly that the ball crossed the boundary. We saw the player outside the boundary as well, hence bailing out of that catch. Just delivering that from behind the bowling crease. 14 runs of the over, 12 done, 85 for 3. Welcome back to the TU, and it's all happening here. The crowd enjoying themselves on a nice cool evening. Lovely visuals, the DJ belting out their favorite songs, really dancing to the tunes of the Festival of the Himalayas. 80 for 4 is what the Yaks were, and the Gurkhas in reply 85 for 3, so they are ahead on both counts. He's just showing you those visuals of the crowd and how they come in and just fill up these stadiums, Mikhail. For the person who brings them to you, apart from the cameraman, we have more than 27 cameras, like I said, and you have one person, Mandir Bhatia, who's really marshalling his troops really well. Thank you very much, Mandir, and our producer Abhi as well.
Yeah, Mandir Bhatia is very much a local resident out here because he's been coming to Nepal so many years now. Our director and Abhishek, our producer as well, helping us make life easy. Now what these two batters have nicely done is they've just brought their asking rate down. When they came together it was over 9 and over. Now it's a little over 8. In the last it went to 7.92. So you can understand what the plan is to ensure that nothing goes out of hand in terms of the asking rate.
I like this youngster Yuvraj Khatri. He has a very genuine leg spinner's action, can get the ball to turn off the surface. I'm waiting to see that googly that he has as well. Very, very young, just about 18 years of age, and it's nice to see so many of these youngsters in this league. There are a few 17, 18, 19-year-olds who are given the opportunity to come out there and express themselves. So it's a very big moment for Nepal cricket to see youngsters like this rubbing shoulders with the Faf du Plessis of the world, the Scotty Kugelines of the world. There's the googly, picked early, nicely fielded.
– 18-year-old Yuvraj, you're talking about him. Nicely done in the deep here by Pawan Saraf. He plays for the Sudur Paschim province. In fact, he had 4 for 23 for Nepal under-19 against the Bangladesh under-19 in December 2024. Wicket-taking bowler is featured in the under-19s regularly. One of the iconic players. You've got to get players from the ranks who play through age group cricket, and he's bowled with a big heart, Fazal.
Yeah, on a big stage as well. Take a look at him. He looks composed under pressure. There's no real pressure and tension on his face. Comes in nicely. The ball coming nicely out of his hands, but picked up, and a huge hit. That's gone many rows inside those brand new seats there created by the Cricket Association of Nepal. Real harsh treatment there on the youngster.
I'm not too sure if there's much turn for the spinners in these conditions out here, and that's why your length has to be precise. Picked up beautifully, going down on his right knee, Erasmus. He found the release shot. The reply here from Khatri is going to be very important. Can he finish well? Much better. Got to bowl it quicker into the surface, not offer much wet, but 11 coming off this, 10 coming off the last. They're finding a move on here. The Gorkhas in this chase, 96 for 3. Yeah, match number 19. back on the fielding side. They're looking good to make it 3 in their last 3 games. And this man has been in the peak of his powers. Erasmus. It's going to be Bipin Sharma into his third. He's bowled well this evening. A quicker one that kept a tad bit low for the comfort of the batter here.
Well, they need wickets now to the Yaks. They need to get one by hook or by crook. These two out there in the middle have suddenly gone to 49 of 24, 30 of those by Gerard Erasmus, 18 by John Simpson. So they're really doing it in style.
The only option here for a spinner would be, when the surface is not employing much turn, is bowl it quick, dart it in and into the width of the stumps. He's done just that in the first 2 deliveries here. And anything full, anything with a little bit of air, and the batters will go after it. The 50 partnership coming up, courtesy that single.
And it's come in quick time as well, just the 26 deliveries. They'll be breathing really well. Monty Desai there to the right of your screen, bespectacled. The skipper on the left of your screen, Karan Casey, looking very comfortable, very confident. If they win here, there'll be 4 points. And then they have 2 teams who are 7th and 8th on the points table, so they'll fancy the chances against them. If they can get 2 wins there, they'll move to 8 points and be looking very good for that 3rd or 4th spot on the points table.
Yeah, they'll certainly want to believe now this is going their way. That's because they're ticking every box as the matches are going on. Just how he created some room and space to cart that for a lovely shot. That's how you thread the needle, they say. He's looked good. He's been in his elements. And he's played on all round of the dial.
Well, you can't set a field for a bad ball, and that was a ranked short delivery. Bad bowling this by the youngster. Just playing straight up the alley for John Simpson. A fielder was way to the left. And you should be looking at moving him a lot straighter. Luck clearly on the side of the Kathmandu Gorkhas. They look good. Need 32 from 30. It's 118 for 3.
Well, these middle overs have proved critical in the course of today's context, despite that rather calamitous run out of Milan Kumar. The middle overs, by a distance, belong to the Gorkhas. It's brought together 2 incredibly experienced cricketers. John Simpson, who's having an excellent season, and Gerard Erasmus, who is with us for the final time this season. It's going to be his last game. Promoted up the order. And a 55-run partnership. It's not the volume of runs, it's the rapidity at which they have come. The best part of a strike rate of 200. It's taken the game all but away from the Yaks. Something has to change very quickly because it's just 32 more to win from the final 5. And yet again, some of the bowling choices and the rotation of the options for the Yaks is leaving a bit to be desired. HD, is there any result but the one with the chasing side winning here?
Well, I'm going to focus on a positive here and think that you and I were talking a little bit earlier about flexibility in batting lineups, and I think tonight Monty Desai might have got it right. And the reason being is I think that Simpson is more adept at batting, whether it be up or down the batting order. I should just be one. They might get 2 here. I'll settle for 1. I think he has the capabilities to walk in at a number 7, even though he's walked in at number 5 here, whereas I just think Erasmus is the type of player that just needs a little time, just a little time. I know it's T20, but it might be 4 or 5 deliveries just to get a feel of the surface he's playing on, and then he can come into his own. And so I like what they've done here. The only problem is, I think Erasmus is gone after tonight.
Yeah, no surprise to see it. It's his best contribution as well up the order. Much more at home. This is where he bats for Namibia. At number 4. Good skills from Nandan Yadav. Pace being taken off every ball here. Of the batters who have scored 50 runs or more this season, it's only Harmeet Singh and Gulshan Jha who are doing it at a better strike rate than John Simpson. So John Simpson's impact when he comes to the crease is the way in which he picks up immediate runs and doesn't allow that scoreboard pressure, that required run rate, to come on top of him. Highly impressive. There's an old saying, isn't there? You can't buy experience. And you might be surprised to think of Simpson being 37. Erasmus much younger, but hugely experienced in the world game. This partnership's been a good one. And continues to be an excellent one. Simpson on fire at the Nepal Premier League. 6 through one of his favourite zones. He's striking at the best part of 200 now.
Well, that's his role in the partnership. The previous delivery gave us an indication of this, didn't it? With Erasmus just nudging it down for a single to say, John, you're in charge of hitting it out the ground. I'll just anchor us to victory. Some strike. He is a clean hitter. I wonder who spot him.
Good piece of scouting. Monty decides how he rolls. Change of angle, round the wicket now. Tries to go again, not sure he gets it. But he gets enough because it's been dropped over the rope. And any final hopes for the Axe have been extinguished with a bit of a shocker from Pawan Saraf. This was regulation, should have been taken. It may well sum up the season for the men from Karnali.
Just as well I didn't say what I was going to, which is that I don't like this angle of attack by Nandan Yadav, bowling around the wicket to the left-hander. It provided an opportunity. It's been dropped. It's going to have gone for just 4. But the problem here is that Simpson is now 34 from 17. The bit's between the teeth. He's looking to end this very quickly.
Really back that approach as well, because there's 7 wickets in hand. So he just kill the game. Kill it now. Erasmus will continue to work it around. This has been such an impressive partnership. One of the partnerships of the season, I would say. Such crisp ball striking too. And Sampal Kami, I don't think he's got an answer. The captain of the Axe, 2 more to the total. You feel a bit for Nandan Yadav, deserve the wicket. It's 132 for 3. then it'll be the Avengers against the Yaks. Still just the one over today for Mark Watts. More great running gets them back for 2. Just one more quick look at this appeal. It's a difficult decision, isn't it? Because Rambakwela might have felt as though he got outside the line. I'm not sure if he did.
It just tails in. Just tails in right at the end. Well, here's the man that makes the decisions.
I just wonder, is Erasmus going to punch one here and say, Johnny, end it in style? There's a single. I think John Simpson is going to do only one thing here. He's going to hit one probably up towards us. We're over long on.
That last shot that Erasmus played, you know that there was a name for that shot. It was called the draw.
Is this the one they've renamed the nutmeg?
Well, many years ago, it was actually a stroke. Players tried to play this shot, and it was known as the draw.
Why was it called the draw?
Great question. I'm just listening to a book, not reading it. I'm listening to a book called The Art of Batting, and it starts off from the days of W.G. Grace, and it's got to where that was a particular stroke, and then when they started to play on pitches that bounced more, that the draw went out of fashion.
Well, the draw's got a bit out of fashion in Test cricket too, hasn't it? 2-day tests. It's going to happen in the second test, I wonder. Okay, 6 to win. I think John Simpson could end it here. Well, not if it pitches over there. We're going to have 5 wides. I think we actually might have a no ball check here as well. It's not going to end this ball in terms of a legal delivery. It'll end the next one instead. And the Gorkhas, they've ended up giving the Yaks a shellacking here. This is a proper hammering, despite that fantastic effort from Gulshan Jah in the first innings. Going to be past the stump, so it's, I think, once we see the side on angle, it's off the cut strip, but have a look here. If it goes past the stumps in terms of pitching, it'll be given as a wide. 5 wides to the total. Scores are tied, and John Simpson will have a chance to hit the winning runs. Pick your player of the match. Might just be him.
Yep, might very well be. He has come and just taken the game away from the opposition with some very clean striking, and Erasmus has said farewell to the Gorkhas with a little nod out. Here we go.
Leading edge goes miles up. Gulshan Jah runs back, 2 fielders come together. Great catch. It's going to be immaterial in terms of the results, but it is a wonderful running athletic catch from a young man who is such a fine cricketer. And despite his best efforts, the Yaks will lose tonight, but it doesn't take away from John Simpson's innings at all.
It's a very, very fine catch. Very fine catch. The good thing is he called and he told Sampal Kami, get out of my way, and it's ended a fantastic inning. Simpsons goes for 41. They still need a single, and the Gorkhas are 149 for 4.
Well, the Gorkhas know they're all but there. John Simpson's a little frustrated. He says he should have just worked it for 1, but the bat just came through. 2 fine left-handed batters there, Charlesworth and Simpson. And Rashid Khan will get the chance to hit the winning runs. I do think Nandan Yadav deserved a second wicket across the course of this spell. And that was a marvellous catch. Add that to the best catches of the season package, no doubt about that. Scores are level. And they've lost 2 and 2, and Nandan Yadav's on a hat-trick. Surely all going to be too little too late. And the Gorkhas are saying, well, what are we doing here? We're getting ourselves in a tangle.
Easy catch. Simple catch, beaten for pace. And Rashid Khan is running off the ground. quite literally. Goes without scoring. 149 for 5. They still need a single.
Here we go, hat-trick ball. Come on, Nandan. Give us something on this Sunday evening to cheer for the Yaks. Bim Sharkey back into the team. Trap him LBW. First ball. It's written in the stars. Here comes the hat-trick ball. Oh, not there. Not there. Bring the stumps into play. And good umpiring is not going to end it on a wide.
Well, the field setting indicated the length he was going to bowl because he had a mid-wicket. He had brought a man across to square leg catching. He had brought the deep square leg up catching and said, well, I'm going to bounce him out. And Sharkey just went, really? I'll get underneath that. They're going to leave it up to Erasmus to score the winning runs, aren't they?
Maybe that'll tilt the player of the match decision in his favour. Very tight one this evening. Long discussion between Sampal Kami and Nandan Yadav. Still can't believe Mark Watts only bowled one over in this clash. Scores are tied. Final ball of Yadav's spell. No deep third in place. That'll be that. Yuvraj signals 6. We might have to check it. Either way, the Gorkhas have won and they are basically all but secured in to the playoffs. They've made it 4 wins. The Yaks, well, they're almost left needing snookers. They'll need to win their last 2. And we're seeing a real separation amongst the table as it will be a 6 into the YY cushion to end it. The Yaks, they look punch drunk out there. They don't quite understand what has happened. But a most brilliant 86-run partnership for the 4th wicket between that man, John Simpson, and the highly experienced Gerard Erasmus has taken this game away. The Gorkhas, well, they're on a roll now.
I said a little bit earlier that I couldn't really remember a performance from the Gorkhas over this competition, but they were right up there within the top 4. Well, I'll remember tonight because this one has been comprehensive. They outthought them with ball and in the field. And then Charlesworth found some form again at the top of the order to give them that start, that platform that they wanted. And the elevation of Erasmus up the order to number 4 worked a treat. Mark Watts probably trying to work out why he only bowled the 1 over. But Sampal Kami and the management, they've had other ideas throughout this tournament, which has left us all a little bit baffled. But there would have been some thought to whatever decision they made. They don't just thumbsuck these decisions, cricketers. But at the end, it's the Yaks who will walk away here wondering how are they going to get another win on the board.
I'll tell you one more thing, Hilton. Gulshan Jah didn't bowl either. He's generally bowled really well this season when he's come on, and he would have been full of confidence. Those two are incredibly close, and I love to see that. Monty Desai is saying, keep going, my boy. You are doing so well. And his innings of 49, well, it might not have been on the winning side, but it was a highly impactful knock coming off 22 deliveries. The fans are leaving happy again. More great action underneath the floodlights. But I'll promise you something, the Yaks are left with it all to do now. I'm not sure how they turn their season around. And Gyanendra Malla must be wondering how they're going to find a way into the playoffs. Great credit to Gerard Erasmus, who made 43